How's it going?
It's going great. It's going great, fam. You idiot. You know what I meant. It's
Is
going
am
great.
I
It's
am I
going
am
great.
I the only one, or is Jan freezing
No, me, I can see him actually. Is
his
this,
video?
his
Am I?
is okay. Me, I'm seeing Jan is
Shit,
okay.
I can hear
No,
myself.
it's okay.
Yeah, it's.
Yeah, is it?
Are
Am
we
I
good?
okay? It's my video is also laggy.
Sorry, just a
Me,
minute.
I'm good on my end.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, all
Sorry,
good.
am
Me,
I?
I'm good on my
Okay, I
end.
look
As
dark.
long as you can see us,
Yeah, I can see you guys. I can hear you
yes,
as
because you're
well.
black.
What happened?
Sorry. The curtains were closed. Let me come and bring
Uh,
some. Actually, let us some light.
okay.
Wait, what? Did I miss something?
Just a minute.
I don't think I want to.
Oh, anawasha mastima. Oh, habari zenu.
This.
Sorry. The curtains were being closed. So yeah.
We are
Anyway,
very professional. Yeah.
so we can start, huh?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, as long as you can see us comfortably.
Yeah, perfect. Even on stream, you guys are showing.
Cool.
Yeah. All right. Hello, everyone. Sorry for the delay. I know we've gone past half the hour, but
You will always know we are Kenyans. True to our core, you will always
How
know we are
else?
Kenyans.
How else?
How else?
How
How
else?
else?
Some stereotypes are true.
yeah,
We deny them. No, we deny them.
We deny them,
but they're true.
But some are true.
Okay. But finally, we made it. I know it's we've been working on this for quite some time, but all is well, and also hyping up the on the socials, the subjects we're going to talk about today. Even before I do that, this is the One Africa Live episode 2 podcast that is showing on the Play One Africa channel. I don't want to skip my words. Yeah, and together with me are these big people. You know them, you may not. I think it's best to introduce yourselves, guys.
we should start with. Let's start with Jan.
Start with
He
Jan,
wasn't
yes.
here last
Yes,
time.
he wasn't here last time. Yeah.
Wow. Way to put me on the spot. Hello, everybody. My name is JUSTANERD, but you may call me Jan. I am from Geekspeak, which is a lot of things. Just visit geekspeak.co.ke to check it out. I'm sure you'll love it. Yeah.
Awesome.
Mhm.
Where's
And I am Wesley
Must
Kanyeria.
always.
Kanyeria Sama. Yes.
Insane.
Recently, the subject of a certain controversy. If you know, you know. If you don't, check our previous episode.
And check the TikToks. You check the TikTok.
Check the
You'll see it.
TikToks.
Yeah.
Check the
Me by then,
TikToks. You'll see.
you need to me appear. We must make it more viral.
Yeah, but it's
He
the
must be
only
the face.
currently it's
Yeah.
the
He
only
must be
video
the
on TikTok.
face.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Uh,
He must be the face.
Wow.
tell you.
I like how the first episode went live. I said something, and now everybody's like, "Oh, drink on yourself," and I'm like, "Wow."
Hey, that thing
Wow.
exploded, yo. That thing exploded.
This one
Yeah.
thing
Yeah.
that Kanyeria said.
This got one
Take
thing,
it.
and I
This
said a lot of
one
things.
Take it out
I said a
of
lot of
proportion.
nonsense. Take it out of proportion.
No, to be honest, though, was it out of proportion? Was it out of proportion?
It was
I don't
Let me
think it was.
I think
let me
for
play
the-
the devil's.
the people that
Let me play the
were
devil's
commenting
advocate.
took it out of
Okay,
proportion.
yes.
let me
honestly-
let me play the devil's advocate for my own video, which is weird, but still, it's not that I don't understand where they're coming from, especially in this day and age of where prices are pandering. We don't have the PlayStation Plus price. Say that 5 times fast, I dare you. Is rising, and everything else. The subscriptions are rising. games are coming out $70, and the dollar against the Kenya shillings is going up. So and at some point someone might say, this is the best course of action. And I understand,
Mm,
again, please note my words, understand, not condone, understand. I
mm,
understand where someone might come and say, there's no value for me in this game, so I just wanna and see how it is. At the same time, that policy works for everything digital and nothing physical. Why? Because there's no extreme repercussions for whatever the physical thing, for the digital thing you're holding. For example, uendi kwa duka bila do kusema nitaiba mafuta juu nahitaji mafuta. You know what's gonna happen. Uendi kwa Uber, you order an Uber app and say, Mr. Lipa juu mi sina do, bora nifike. You know what'll happen. You know the stress that was gonna cause the person.
Yeah.
Yet on games and movies, let me even stretch and say movies and music and everything else, we're
and
willing to
even
do that, and
books.
even apps and everything, and even books. Willing to
Yeah.
do that. Why? Because there's no repercussion for us. There's nothing to be told on us. So yes, I do understand where you guys are coming from. I do understand when someone comes and tells me it's look at the way Africa is ignored in the larger gaming scene. I do understand, but at
But
the same time,
let me just say again, you say there are no repercussions, but aren't those the exact repercussions you're facing? Because as we pirate, none of our data is being sent to the developers or to these production houses to tell them that, hey, by the way, like we are interested in buying your games. We are interested. And I know the one place actually where they will complain and say we don't spend, and that is on
mhm.
the in-game shops. Because
Oh
honestly,
yeah, maybe
yeah,
Kanyaga hapo.
yeah. Honestly speaking,
Yeah,
Apple, economy wise, as Africans, as Kenyans, like yo, Apple by this sijui how we can just spend money like on skins, or there are people who can, but not a majority of us, you know. But in terms of
it's
buying
true.
games, yeah, in terms of buying games, in if we do not buy these games, we are not showing the companies that, hey, by the way, we are interested in buying your product. They will ignore us because they're like, nah, if we try there, they're just gonna pirate, or there's no numbers. Like that's why they will always say we have
Mbona,
no numbers.
yeah,
Yeah.
like as well as if you look at the legal repercussions. For example, your certain companies can sue. For example, if you pirate a game in the US,
Mm,
Bethesda, Ubisoft, EA, all these guys can easily sue you because of the cybersecurity laws that are present in the US and the copyright laws and data laws in the present US that favor such companies, and they are well versed with them.
yeah.
However, here in Kenya, say for example you pirate Assassin's Creed not Valhalla, what's on Mirage coming out. Say you pirate MK1. Do
Uh,
you think NetherRealm Studios knows the laws of Kenya in terms of copyright to come and say let's sue
no,
huyu msee mwenye ako hapa kasa mwenye na pirate
no.
game? No, they can't.
First of all, just even knowing who sit in these positions, you know, our leaders up there,
Yeah,
who are supposed
yeah.
to be running the country and things that come with them. Hey, do you think?
Are we about to get political?
No. By the
Lol.
way, politics is one of the topics I always never even talk about. But do you think when they're sitting up there, they're thinking about such policies? Like even for us, when we create our own like games and movies and series, like how protected are they really? Like even when it comes to music, we see our musicians really strive to make good music. But have they seen anything back? Like, are there policies that protect their music? Are there policies uh, that are there to say that, hey, by the way, if you want to get these resources, here is where you can easily get them. Like nothing is facilitated that way for us. So even when you're talking about now the game, like the pirating things like gaming and everything, may I tell you, I swear, Bethesda can come here, say they want to sue someone because of pirating games, and our government will block, I think, the whole of Bethesda from selling their games, or even Steam,
Yes.
or
Yeah.
like they will
Yeah.
not understand the assignment. They will say, okay, so this imagine they will just do the complete opposite thing. Na si kwa ubaya. It's because do they really understand, man? Do they really understand? They don't. Like as and this is but it covers the whole creative
And
field.
it's not that,
Yeah.
yeah, and
Yes.
Yeah, it covers
and I'm
the
not
whole
gonna
creative
say, I'm
field.
not
Yeah.
again, I'm not gonna, and like I'm not gonna say again that don't pirate ni mbaya. Oh, guys, I understand where you guys are all coming from. I understand where you guys are coming and saying, um, you're not looking at the picture. You're not looking at the, what's it called? The
No, yeah,
Wangalivi
actually,
to kwa grao.
yeah.
But the fact is, I am intensely looking at it, and I'm saying, if you genuinely want to invest in gaming, if you're generally saying hii ni kitu nadai kufanya, this is something that I'm probably save up. My G, just
Mm,
save up. If you cannot save up for gaming, then you're not investing in gaming.
yeah.
I'm not speaking to the casual. I'm not speaking of casual gamer. I'm not speaking to the umse mwenye anapita hapa hivi amanaye game amesema anataka kucheza and then goes away. No, I'm talking to somebody who can even invest whole setup in gaming and say that, this yini me, I call myself a gamer. Really? Okay, fine. What's your stats on Steam? What's your stats on Epic? What's your stats on this game? I want to share with you this stuff on I don't know if Assassin's Creed has Valor. I want to friend you on Ubisoft, not what's it, Ubisoft Connect, so that I see when you're playing this game, whatever.
Mm,
But then you come and tell me, me Valhalla get toka fit girl. If you know, you know.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
No,
So
okay, no, actually, let me
are you a
jump in.
pirate or a gamer? Are
No,
you
actually, let
James?
me even just jump in, because
Yeah.
I know both of you are very much in the esports scene and the like competitive scene and everything. So you know like the kind of
Mm-hmm.
setups.
Yeah.
I come from the complete, like, I am a casual gamer. I like single player story based games, and
Mm-hmm.
honestly, that thing about
Give me a
investing
second, guys.
in, all right, that thing about investing, in gaming,
Switch
it's
on.
really important, because I also went from pirating games to actually buying games, because one, yes, they're expensive, very expensive, but I
Oh
do
yeah.
save up.
Very.
But the thing is, one, convenience, because I will never be afraid. Okay, these days I will be scared of losing my data because of these live service things, which is another topic. But I'm not scared of losing my data at any point. Like if an update comes, like, and the developer decides to add like an anti-cheat thing to wipe my data, I'm not scared of that. I'm also not scared of just the game breaking to a point where it's unplayable and there's nothing I can do because I can't submit a tech report or whatever. Like, there's some securities and eases of mind, especially as you grow up as a gamer. There are things you can do as a young gamer that when you grow up and you start having certain responsibilities, you just want a guarantee of my progress is gonna be saved, my files are gonna be fine, like you're secured and your account is fine and everything. So there's that kind of security, but also just the ease of playing with friends, or the ease of updates, the ease of moving your progress from one
I
um
have I have
platform to
something to
another.
add on.
So yeah,
Mm-hmm.
but
Something to
that's
add on as well.
just saying from a casual point of
Mhm.
view. Yeah.
Okay, okay. Uh-huh. Yes, Wes?
I also want to speak from a casual. I was gonna say this, and this actually easily segues into what we're gonna talk about Unity, because I'm gonna talk about Unity, because this easily segues into Unity. So, um, if you know, you know. Anyway, so say for example, and if you don't know, we're gonna tell you. Say for example, you have an issue with a game. Recently it's Starfield, MK1. There are also other games coming out, guys. Spider-Man, I think, is scheduled to come out. Spider-Man 2. Is it next month? I'm not sure. But
Ah.
anyway,
Mm,
um, yeah. So say you have an issue with this game, right? And
oh,
there's
where
a
did James
system
go?
in there. I can see James on my end. James, are
Oh,
you here? I'm gonna take you to the Spider-Man.
I'm
Attack
here.
this
I'm
story
here.
of
I'm actually
Spider-Man.
here. I'm
But
actually
anyway,
here.
say for example, you see, you have an issue with this game. You can easily create what's this thing called a complaint to the dev.
Mm,
You say, this
mm,
is my account and everything else. I've been experiencing this issue, blah blah
yeah.
blah, and they respond to you. They recognize that you have this issue and they log it in. For example, recently I've been experiencing an issue with a game I play, Legends of Runeterra. Right,
Mm,
it's a card-based game from League. If you know it, you know it. And my issue is basically something for logging in, blah 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 blah. And they created a thing, and they said we've noticed this issue of some players being unable to log in, blah blah. Granted, it's an online game. You can't play it on your offline and everything else. Now,
mm,
imagine if I pirated the game. And yes, I don't think you can actually pirate it, but assume so. Or rather, let me even go a step further. I play Shadow of War, Middle Earth. right?
Mm-hmm.
It's an OG game. I like it. It's very good. Assume that I pirated the game, right? And I have, and when I started the game, I had issues with it. I created created a ticket. It's called a ticket. That's the word I'm looking for. I made a ticket to the studio. What's the studio that made Shadow of War? Remind me, because my brain is blank right now.
Let's have
It
a look
What
at
is
is
that.
it
happening
is
to
this.
you?
I don't remember. Give me a hot second.
Wow.
La la la. It
A
is
group of nerds and you
called.
can't
It is.
remember the name, yeah?
Ask me about Lord of the Rings lore. I will give you to it
Monolith.
top to bottom. Monolith, yes. So Warner
Ah.
Bros. Monolith and Warner Bros. I think Warner
Yeah.
Bros. So
Okay.
creating a card to Warner Bros. And letting them know this is what's happening to the game, blah 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 blah, and all that stuff, um, is easy because I am a recognized game. I've registered into the game, blah blah, and all that stuff. So
Mm,
they're not gonna say we don't recognize your IP, or nor do we don't recognize your account
yeah.
because I have not pirated the game. It's a game I actually play. Now, with other people, they'll come and say, "Oh, with other pirating sites, you can see all the issues you come up with. This does may fix bugs, does may fix you. There's no need for us to go back and forth." But at the same time, virus is also a thing, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
And someone can say, "But this is a trusted whatever, whatever."
Yeah.
How well can you trust a pirated site? You can trust it to a point. For a dev, you can. You can even for a dev, you can be issued a refund. But
You
can
know,
you be issued
to be fair though,
a refund? To be
to
fair.
be fair though, on that point, GTA 5 for years has been using a pirated version of itself as a
That is, and that's why I said. That's what I said. That's why I said. That's why I said. That's why I said. That's why I said.
legendary.
John. Eh.
Yeah, that's why I
How
said.
did they use their old pirate? Like, it's the anyway. Yeah, Kanyeria, go
Let's
on.
segue into, yeah. So that's why I said it's not that I don't understand where people are coming
Where?
from. Nor is it that I'm ignorant to the plight of like the common gamer, like common Monanche Manyezi afford 4090 and stuff like that, and a big
Yeah.
setup and afford all these games are big bucks. I understand. But again, gaming, especially if you want to go full blown with it, is an investment,
Yeah.
right? And I'm not talking about ile yenye unakaa down unasema, oh, mimi nitacheza game moja, mi niishie. No, ile yenye you want to fully experience the whole what the game has to offer is an investment like any other. It's the same. It's like buying a car. If you buy a shoddy car from the back door dealer, ukiwa na accident barabarani,
Right.
who's to blame?
Right. Yeah.
Right?
That
You
you're
can
not
say it's
even
the
covered by
dealer.
insurance.
Yeah, exactly. You can say it's the dealer, you can say it's the road, you can say it's the but you yourself went with your own knowledge and went and bought this game. So at the same time, as much as I stand where guys are coming from, I stand 100% by the words I said. Don't pirate your games.
No,
Buy them.
but also, yeah, buy them. But because we also want to build a gaming economy here, it is worth to show developers that we can buy their games, and that will be another whole topic about game development.
Yeah.
But yeah,
While we are there, let's go to Unity and talk about what Unity is doing to developers.
while we are there, yes,
While we are there,
the things that Unity are doing to developers.
James, I remember we were talking to you about Unity was in the country recently, if I'm not wrong. There was a game
Yeah.
featured with Beast. You remember? You've seen that, Nini?
What?
Yes.
Yeah, Unity
I
were,
wish
Unity were here.
were in the country. They did a conversation with Brian the Beast, and it was a very interesting thing. I loved it. It was essentially guiding gamers on how to use the Unity engine to create their games, right? So people were like, "Oh, this is a cool thing," blah 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 blah, and then Unity decided, you know what? Imagine people will pay you'll pay for people downloading your game. Not that people will pay you. No. No. You pay us. You pay us. So essentially, I'll let you. You can read the story on Bloomberg. You can also read it on The Verge. Essentially, it's Unity technology destroys its goodwill with developers. But we're not here to necessarily give the news. We're here to comment on the news. But we'll suggest for guys to go and read that story and check it out.
I think we'll
But
include the
what's
links after the VOD.
yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll definitely include the links. But essentially, what to dumb it all down is if you reach a certain number of revenue through using the Unity engine to develop the game, you start getting charged an exuberant amount of money for the number of downloads
No, per
your game
download.
gets per download, not
Per
per download.
download. Yeah.
And note this: it's not per IP; it's per device.
Mhm.
So, for example, if you download a game on your phone and download the same game on your laptop and the same game on your tablet and the same game on your Switch and the same game on your PS, assuming it can work all three on all four devices or three, the developer will be charged for each of those downloads. Not the one download done on the IP address. No, no, on each of
Each.
those downloads.
And this is already on top of the charges that are being charged to use the software, like to use Unity engine, because it is charged monthly, yeah, subscription
It is,
service.
yeah.
Yeah,
Is it a monthly? Yeah, it's a monthly subscription service.
yeah, but either
And
way, yeah.
James and I were in a group of game devs. I think
Game
you're also
devs,
there,
yeah,
John.
yeah.
Mm,
You should be there. It's called Indie Games Community, and we talked about this. And
mm.
guys were just, I think even I think there was a certain game dev company in Kenya which announced its separation from using Unity engine. They were like, they've helped us a lot,
What?
but we can't necessarily support this. And now, Unity's, and I think I'm gonna see the Unity's CEO was once a former CEO at EA.
At
So I
EA.
need to
Yeah,
find,
that's
yeah.
What?
and let me tell no, James, you know the CEO because we talked about this. I think when was this? It was a while back. The same CEO who was the same CEO who said,
Eh,
let us charge gamers for each reload. Like
Exactly.
if you run
That's
out,
the
like
same.
if you're
It's the
like
same
if you're yeah, like if
guy.
you're playing COD, and you're shooting someone and it's time to reload, they charge you $1 for each reload because at that point you're not thinking about the money you're spending, you're thinking about the objective you have to complete. So then they're saying
Jo-
taking this, like he was, whether he was arguing it like a very major point. So he's saying like if you're charging them for small amounts that they do not notice, at the end of the day, that the amount of charges you're gonna have is going to be intense. Like don't think of it as like we're not thinking
What?
about the fun aspects. Like this was his words. I'm paraphrasing, but these were literally his words. Like they don't think about the fun aspect of the game.
yeah.
They literally think about how to make money from each and every aspect of it. Like
My
make
I,
the
word.
game
f-
a grind.
I feel
What?
like James usually comes on this stuff and is always shocked by the things we discover online.
Yeah.
No, but it's the same. It's that
What?
same PA person, and I'm just like,
So like let's some more context. His name is John Risitello. He was a former
That name is
chief operations
familiar.
officer.
Uh-huh.
yeah,
Yeah, he's a former chief operations officer and president of Electronic Arts and the co-founder of equity firm Elevation Partners, blah blah, all that stuff. Anyway, he's a guy who said let's charge games for each reload. He's 65 years old and nothing to do with his age.
65.
But my whole issue with especially here's the thing. As a person who's had
Literally, I can even tell,
yeah.
even from the way he thinks, even his wisdom has already retired.
dude, that person. No, that dude is
Clip that. No, Jan, we are clipping that. His
Yes.
wisdom has retired.
he has retired.
Hey, it's already gone.
But
Like-
but what
like
what,
you know
what I was gonna say?
no, like on that D&D spectrum of chaotic good or whatever. That
Yeah.
dude is like
Ah,
he's like capitalistic chaotic. Like
chaotic.
chaotic, like dude
Yeah,
is there's no right about this guy.
Let me tell you something scary
What?
about game CEOs. Yeah, and this goes into esports CEOs and CEOs of different companies that engrade. I'm not talking about endemic companies. Leave akina, the energy companies and the clothing brands and the blah blah blah. Even leave alone the akina Logitech and stuff like. Leave alone CEOs. I'm talking about EA, Bethesda, Ubisoft, all these guys. Even those CEOs. Those CEOs are not employed because they know gaming. They're employed because they know business
Business.
and business. Yeah, they know business, purely business. Essentially, they're employed with this logic. Can you sell me air? Yes. Come to the company. Because to them,
Wow.
to these companies, they don't care. Let me put it bluntly, right? And
Yeah.
some may care, some may not. Let's talk about AAA companies.
Yeah.
They don't care how good your game is. They care how well it can sell. They don't care how interested
Wow.
in games that
Yeah.
you are. Their word is, for example, let's say a game has 0 out of, like, 1 out of 10 ratings across the board, yet everybody is buying the game to see how good it is. To the CEO, it's a win, because what is coming in? Revenue.
Yeah.
Revenue.
So they'll keep on telling people, do we need to make these things? No. Do we need to make these things? No. People bought a game last time, it was shoddy. Make a shoddy one and let's get money.
Yep.
And if you
Wow.
look at their salaries, if you look, let me, that's what I'm telling you, esports is not dying because or even esports, yeah, esports generally is not dying because there's no money. It's dying because people have put money in the wrong places.
Yeah.
So if you look at their salaries, there's I will not comment on them because I don't want to misquote any salary, but I will say
I can even mention all of them. I'll quote them.
Where?
I checked
I
them
will
all.
say
was
I will
shocked.
say, being the CEO of Unity, you can buy a small country somewhere. Being the CEO of
My
Ubisoft, you
word.
can buy a small country somewhere. Just saying. Just saying. So, nevertheless, that's the fact of the matter, and which brings me into the larger conversation when someone comes and tells me, why, these guys are screwing us over because look at the exuberant prices, blah blah. Why don't you just pirate the game?
Yeah.
I 100% understand where you're coming from. Even when someone comes and tells me Unity is doing this to devs, see, we just pirate Unity and blah 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 blah. I 100% understand where you're coming from.
Wow.
But what's better than that is creating an uproar. When devs go online, go on the social media and say, we are not supporting this. This is something we're not gonna
Yeah.
do. If someone comes and says, we're not gonna play your game, we're not gonna buy your game, let alone play your game, we're not gonna encourage this type of monetization, that's when devs notice.
Yep.
Because
Wow.
Shadow of War had the same experience. People didn't buy any of the DLCs, any of the whatever, because of the exhibit or the not expansion packs, the XP boost and blah blah. And the hate they got online was so bad that they were like, you know what? We're gonna change this policy. James, you're saying something?
Ah, actually now there's something you reminded me and it has crossed my mind and I've forgotten again. But it's something
Okay.
along those lines.
Well then,
Yes,
anyway,
yes.
but
I've remembered. I've actually remembered.
let's sort that issue first.
Do you guys
The thing about
remember?
also Ubisoft is the CEO was very scummy. He literally sold. Was it sold stock? Yeah, sold his shares. The CEO sold his shares before they made the announcement of the new pricing model.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
So James, before you comment on that, let's give you more things to comment about.
Yep.
So
The CEO sold shares.
the CEO of Unity sold his shares of the company before just leaving
Yeah,
unannounced.
and not only him. I saw this on some ordinary gamers, Muda.
What?
Like not only the CEO, but it was like the CEO, some other dude, like major, because the CEO was like 2,000 worth of stocks. Then the other dude was like $24,000 worth of stocks, and I'm like,
What?
yo, so these guys know what they're doing. Like this is in internal trading and
Yeah.
it's all
That's,
about money. It's all about money because they knew this. They knew people are not gonna take this
that
news well.
the guy should be arrested. What?
Yeah, yo, that's killing a company. He should be
Yeah.
investigated. Honestly speaking, he should be investigated because you do not sell shares before making such an announcement, and then you just make such an announcement, and you're like, yeah, because the backlash has been intense. Like even some of my favorite games, like in a Cult of the Lamb, are like, no, we don't even know how we're going to continue with Unity anymore. But now I feel sad because like there are developers whose games they've put in this whole time to maybe developing a game. Maybe it was close to finishing and releasing, and then Unity says this. So like, what do you do? Because here's the thing. These prices are not cheap. These prices are expensive. And you know how you can just be like a small developer and then you make like take Among Us. Like by the way, take Among Us. Among Us was a very small game. These guys didn't expect it to like blow up the way it did, you know.
Yeah.
Like because they were just like they want to try and make a small game to play with friends and everything. But then
It was
circumstances
during COVID
happen.
period as
Yeah,
well.
exactly. The circumstances happen and your game explodes to be bigger. Like one of the problems we had with Among Us was what? Server capacity, because they kept crashing because we kept like getting to the limit.
Ah.
Why? Because they didn't expect many people, and see they were scrambling to buy new servers. So now imagine you as a developer, you're just making your game, just very simple game. Maybe you're trying it out, maybe you know, and then you put it up and it explodes. Like millions of people buy this game, and you are not in the position to pay up these fees. Like, what are you supposed to do? You are just a small person, like small time person. You can't pay those charges for each download because I see like another problem. I think either some ordinary gamers or Penguinzo brought up was you can now literally punish a developer by buying their game. Because if the threshold is 1 million, yeah,
Oh.
and we know Akina Fortune. We know Akina Fortune, not like we don't know. Like you can literally punish developers by buying their game. Because if you're like, nah, we don't like this developer, we are not gonna like we right now the fight is not gonna we are not gonna buy their game. We're going to punish them by reinstalling their game over and over. Like if you have bots, just virtual
Because
virtual machine. Yeah.
per download, not
Yeah.
per
And how
per
easy
purchase.
Yeah, and how easy is
Oh.
it to make virtual machines? Imagine you make 100 virtual machines and you're like a Fortune group. So there's 1,000 of you, there's 100 of you. You can download this game so many times. This developer is gonna be charged so much money. They're just gonna quit. There's nothing they can do.
Wow.
Like in doing
Genshin used the Unity whatever. Genshin used Unity. It was sad
Really?
because I play Genshin a lot. Yeah, Genshin.
Yeah.
Genshin
Genshin
Impact by
Genshin
Hoyoverse.
Impact. A game I never got into, gacha
Wow.
games. Yeah, so now imagine just screwing over developers that way. Just it's actually
Wow.
insane. It's actually very insane. Like
Oh, Jen, but can you see James on your end?
no.
I can't see you.
But he's
I think
here.
you've
I see him on
disappeared.
stream, but I don't see him on my end.
I see all three of you. So yes, it is now I am now a Player One Africa host. Lobby, it is me. I am the one. I'm the captain now. But anyway, James, you were saying something?
I can't even hear James.
You can't hear me?
You can't hear
What?
James?
No.
Am I-
Like he
am I-
does not
Wow.
exist for me. Like
That's weird.
he's just not there.
Can you see him on stream though?
Yeah, on stream, yes.
Okay, but
Mhm.
can you guys
And I
hear
see
me
his
as
lips
well?
moving.
Yeah, so he's been speaking on stream, Jan. Lol.
Oh dear. Yeah, this is the trouble that I have with this
No,
platform.
he's just not there for me.
Alright. But James was saying something before you cut him short. So
okay, sorry.
let James.
Can you guys hear me?
So you're
by
saying
the way?
James? I can hear you. Jan can't.
Let me try jump out the platform, then come back. Just a hot second.
Alright, so welcome to the trials and tribulations.
This
yeah.
is very weird.
Still, because we're continuing as James sorts his issues. One of the things that oh wow that
How about
was
now?
fast.
No, he's not back.
He's back on my end.
Maybe. Okay, I am the problem. It's me.
Women
It's the
defeater.
platform.
It's
I think
me.
it's the
I'm the
platform which has
problem.
an issue.
It's me.
It's you. Oh, and now I can't hear you. James, unmute yourself.
What?
So do I log
Yeah.
in, log off again?
No. But we
Wait,
could hear it this
how about
entire
now?
time. I think it's more of issues to do with users and stuff like that.
Wow.
Yeah,
This is
but
the
if I
live
can't-
issues we see.
But if I can't hear
Ah,
James, that's a
man.
problem.
Yeah. I think the next time we'll just try Discord.
But I can't hear James either.
Ah. Tan.
we
Yeah.
Well,
can,
this
Yeah,
is an zilikuwa zinaitwaje the ones in the middle of a movie, like
I
No, how
think the next.
Kitambo movies actually were so long that it had a break in the middle for guys to go to the bathroom. What was it called?
What?
Yeah, no, it had a name.
Intermission. Was it intermission?
Intermissions, yes. So this is an
Yes.
intermission. Go,
This is
guys,
an
go to the bath.
intermission, guys.
Go to the
Go to the
bathroom. Go
bathroom
grab some
and sort your stuff
water.
out. Go grab some
grab some
water.
tea.
Well, yes. Because this
Cuddle,
is
cuddle your
pretty
baby.
fun.
Cuddle your baby Yodas. Yeah.
Well, we come back and we're talking about how game dev companies are screwing over devs. We can also talk about how esports orgs are screwing over players.
Ooh. And there's a lot of screwing over going on.
Exactly, and I'm not liking it.
It's just,
I am not liking it at all.
Just a lot of screwing over. But ew.
Yes. Hold on.
Am I here? Can you hear me now?
James is still on stream, but
yes, we can. I can hear you.
Jan, can you hear me? What?
I'm gonna take that as a no from Jan.
Yeah.
What?
I think the next time we should
James
just
asked
use
if you're
Discord.
here.
No, I can't even see him.
That is weird.
Again, it's me. I'm the problem. Do I just like?
How do you know if it's you?
I don't know, because I'm the only one who can't see and hear him.
Oh dear.
What do you see on your end?
I see you. Like,
And how can you hear? Or is there a way the host is hidden?
how would that even be possible? He was here with us.
No,
I have no idea.
I have
don't
not
think
clicked
so.
anything.
I think the next time we should just use Discord.
Oh my god, that's a lot
this one
of
is also bringing
statistics.
issues.
Outbound
are you saying?
connections 3. Okay, cool.
How about we do Discord?
Yeah.
We can
No,
do Discord.
he's
5.
checking on the statistics.
Okay.
Yeah, because no,
You can
like
shift Discord.
I still
Yeah,
see
yeah.
3 of us connected. That won't cause loop back, feedback, loop back.
Not really. Me on my end, not really.
That won't cause feedback.
So you want us to use audio on Discord?
I-
And James is gone. Bye, guys.
Oh dear. What?
Oh, he gone.
Bye. Have a great time.
That is weird.
Lol.
Oh, that's the
Scheme, hello. Hey guys.
If he's speaking on
Hey guys.
for bye, have a great time. I love using it.
Bye, have a great
every time I
time.
see it on memes, and every time I see it on memes or on videos or on funny videos for gaming, I'm always like, how is this possible? How like it's so hilarious. It is too hilarious. Let me see if we can. This is the problem of using Video Africa. No,
Video
Board
Africa.
Ninja. Board Ninja. Why did I say Video Africa?
Well, yeah.
Why did I say video?
What is Video Africa?
I think we're doing a lot
I
of
have no
African.
idea. Maybe it's an idea, guys.
It's an
Maybe
idea.
it's an idea.
It's
Maybe
an
it's an
idea.
idea.
It's hatching.
Maybe it's an idea.
Don't
Yeah.
steal
Can
it.
you see James now?
Nope.
James, I can hear you.
James just
So-
again, he disappeared. He does not exist for me. Yeah.
Hold on, let me see. Oh, I see what happened.
What?
What happened?
I think I know what happened. Hold on.
What?
What? Jan, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay. Did you click full screen on James?
Nope.
Okay.
I clicked nothing.
I've
Is there
increased
even a
Okay.
full
the
screen button?
bandwidth of my camera so that it doesn't drop.
Wow.
Yeah.
Anyway, we can still use Discord and continue the conversation.
Yeah, I think so.
Dude, there's not even a full screen button.
We can do Discord. I think.
Jan.
Yeah?
Let me tell Jan.
Okay.
Jan, we're going on Discord.
Cool. I'm
Yeah, we're
already on
going
Discord. I'm already on
We're
Discord.
on Discord. So, do you mute yourselves
So
here,
I think
James?
we can jump out of the room.
Probably yes.
We can leave the room. I think it's okay.
Oh, so we'll only use audio
And video,
or video as well.
And video as well.
and video. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay then. Time. Bye guys. See ya. in the next
Where
few
you
seconds
going?
and everything
We're going to
else.
Discord.
Where we
So we're
going?
going on Discord.
We are
Oh,
We're
we're
going
going
on
on
Discord.
Discord.
we're
Oh, we're going on
leaving.
Discord.
Yeah.
Okay. Well,
I
we're
had
going on
3,
Discord.
2, 1. Well,
You're
There we
even have
visible.
a
go.
Am I visible? There you are.
and I even have a background, guys. How do I remove the
Hey. So you ulikuwa umetufichia fanciness Discord.
background? Oh my
you
god,
you
Discord is so
hid
loud. James, your camera is not on.
What?
all the fanciness. Yes, your camera is not
Camera is
on.
not on.
Ah,
Mm.
let me set tab.
Wait, can stream hear us? Ati James is on stream, bana. Ocean.
We're about to talk. We're about to talk about what's my
Yeah,
English.
we're about to. We are about to talk. It makes sense.
We're
So.
about to talk about.
Mhm.
Why does it feel so wrong though?
I know, right? Because English. English is I don't know how many series
There we go.
mushed together.
It's actually how many languages? How many languages is English?
Yeah,
English
loud
is
and
like
clear. Perfect. Hold on tight for video. It is coming right back up. Hope you're having a
English.
wonderful day, Skim.
Hope you guys have. Oh, SKIEM. Skiem.
Yeah.
I know him. I know him from
Wow.
Even me,
Genshin.
I think I've seen that name somewhere.
Wow.
And I know him from
Wow.
We Are Gamers. And I know him
Yeah,
from Otamatsuri.
the good thing about me, I
Wait.
know a lot of people, but they don't know I know them because I'm the
Oh.
quiet one in every group. Never invite me to your groups, by the way. Me, I am the quiet one always. I only show up when things are happening and I'm needed, and then after that I disappear for another like 10 years. Yeah, I'm not the one to
So
comment and
English essentially is. Oh, James, we're
Loud and
waiting
clear.
for you to tell us if stream is on and we're live. Can you hear
Ah,
James?
Yeah.
okay.
no. In Discord everything is fine. We're just
Okay,
waiting
cool.
for the
So
video, I guess.
yeah,
Yes.
So
yes.
English is actually Old English, Danish, Norse, and French with parts of Latin, Greek, Chinese, Hindi, Japanese, Dutch, and Spanish put in together.
Yep, it's all the languages pretending to be one, so nothing makes sense.
Technically speaking, it's all the languages stolen into one.
Well, of course, white people always stealing shit.
So
Hmm.
let me do this. I want to do this. Give me a second. What did I do? Yeah, that's good.
Moja, Streamlabs nimefanya umeconcentrate hivyo.
Sana.
Imagine.
Sana, Aki. Okay. Goodness gracious.
Just share do the share application thingy and share Discord as it is.
We can recap with the guys. We had talked about Unity, and we had talked about how we were screwing devs and everything else. I want to know. Oh yeah, Among Us. Oh, John, Among Us and Slay the Spy have joined the criticism on Unity.
Exactly.
And this is under BBC News, so it's not like Kitu Kadogo Kadogo.
No, but it's become so big, but even mainstream are picking it up. Like even Philip DeFranco is picking it up. And one of the points he said was, this will not only if this works out Unity's way, it will not only set the precedent of future what are they called? Like monetization plans for companies in the gaming field, but also, like it spills over to other companies as well. Because as
There we
you
go.
said, these CEOs are not gamers themselves. These CEOs they're business people. So when
Biashara.
Adoa biashara. So when this model works, it's not just in the gaming field we're going to feel the effect. This model is going to transfer over in other fields that we probably don't even know of. Because honestly speaking, if you look at communities that exist out there, there are so many. So even like maybe what is it called? Is it Audible? The book one. Maybe they can say, yeah, now for every download of your book, you'll pay us. Imagine
Wow.
that.
Exactly.
Because again, this will not only affect the gaming space, this affects every monetization model out there. because at the end of the day, CEOs are capitalistic, money-making people. They do not think about the community. They do not think about the field they're in. They're told, yo, this is your product, because they do not see it as the way we see it passionately, like gamers. For us, gaming is very passionate. No, for them, it's a product. For them, it's a thing to sell. For them, it's a, yes, this is something that I have to push. Because this same CEO, if you remove him from this gaming field and you take him to selling phones, he's gonna do the same thing. He's gonna sell. He's like, this is
Give
the
me a second,
product.
guys.
I'm
Give me a
gonna
second.
sell.
Let me close curtains and come
it
back. But yes, it was the same thing I was talking about. But James, James, now comment what you want to say on Unity while I come back.
Actually, what I had thought in mind just before now, Nani, Jan, you finish. See, you remember Nairobi X?
Hey.
Nani, I know I don't know if he likes me talking about this issue because I know him very well, but we haven't spoken for years. Nani, Andrew,
Mr. Kagia.
Kagia, yes,
Mr. Kagia, yes.
But I'm telling you, Andrew, Nani, Kagia got PTSD from this community after that game came out. Hey, I think let me say Tuli, because even me, I was part of the community. We really gave.
I am one of the. To date, I am still very critical of. Actually, siongea mob, but
Yani,
yeah,
Mbaka,
I'm still very critical.
Guys, I'm back. Sorry.
Oh, hi, Wesley.
Did you know? Fun fact. Did you know I was talking while I was muted? This is how you know I'm losing brain cells, right? This is how you know I am actively losing brain cells. Right, guys? Okay. So, what about Kagia and his game?
So now, what had happened was, the way the game was developed in Unity, if I'm not wrong. When it came out, it had so many bugs. Like, people were disturbed, and even the launch had issues, because what happened? He was charging the game was it 100 bob, which is roughly like
bob, yeah.
It was roughly like $1 at the time.
$10. $10? Yeah.
Yeah.
$1. Sorry. Yeah.
What year was it? Was it 20?
Was it 2014 or 2014 or 15? Somewhere there.
Mi nimezeeka. My 2014s and my 2004s look the same.
Why? This is why you have white hair, Jan.
I do not have white hair, not even one strand. Excuse me.
So,
Where?
wait, did you have this conversation with Jan? I remember, for guys who know Jan, sorry to cut short, James. For guys who know Jan outside gaming, we know he's a fan of movies, and we know he frequents Diamond Plaza. He frequents Diamond Plaza. What's the cinema called? Jan, you know what I'm talking about.
Anga Cinemas.
Exactly. Diamond Plaza, Anga. So I remember I was there with with a couple of friends, and we were, I don't know if we were going to watch the Whitney Houston movie or we were going to watch the horror movie. And I remember us talking about how some game devs, I think it was also the Andrew Kage story, or some game devs don't like being told the truth, that your game sucks, buggy.
True.
And fix it. I can't say it's a game for people to buy. The reason, so understandably, there is, in case guys are wondering, nakula nini ni njugu. So in case guys are wondering,
Na mimi nakula crisps.
Exactly. Welcome to Africa. Anyway, so in case, while we were talking, we realized that sometimes there's obviously giving constructive feedback and giving destructive feedback. Yeah. But as gamers, fun thing about gamers, we don't know how to mince our words, right? We'll come and tell you this thing sucks.
Yeah.
It's not because we hate
especially the
it.
PC community.
Wow. As a member of the PC community called a laptop, let me tell you, we don't know how to say your game just requires some improvements here and there. No, we'll tell you your game sucks.
Yeah,
What
your
we
game
mean
sucks.
is your game is not fun to play. Your game is not entertaining to us. And it could be a few things fixing here and there. If you sit us down in conversation, blah blah, will work. But what comes out of our mouth, what you hear immediately is your game sucks. Now, and I really understand when sometimes game devs go to the point of where they release a game and they don't want to hear anything about the game unless the criticism is phrased in a certain way.
Yeah.
What's the fact of the matter? Let me even segue very easily. I think it was Starfield, right? And this brings into the conversation. We're also going to talk about
Ooh.
Starfield. This brings the conversation.
Starfield.
Yes.
Yeah, Starfield brings the
Yeah.
conversation to talk about Starfield. Starfield is optimized for AMD, not NVIDIA. So guys who have NVIDIA are getting I think it was graphics issues. I don't have Starfield, but if I've been watching the news, I've been reading with guys. I'm talking with guys who have Starfield. There's no DLSS support on Starfield. So the only way to get DLSS support is by a mod, which thank God Bethesda encourages mods. So the only way to get DLSS support is by having a mod that integrates well with the creation engine 2, blah blah, enabling Starfield to work well. But when you look at it, is that I think Bethesda had an agreement with AMD or something. I need to look at that story. But point being, Starfield is best optimized for AMD drivers and not NVIDIA drivers. Now, if guys came up and said, "Yo, your game sucks. I can't even play it on a 4090. It doesn't even have good graphics on a 4090." Imagine, and now this was Todd's response. Guys, let me even sit like him. Kidogo.
Channeling in your inner Todd Howard.
Yeah, channeling my inner corporate, and he said, "Guys, if you can't play this game, upgrade your PC."
Ooh.
What?
And you're telling somebody with a, and I'm paraphrasing,
Market share drops.
The 4090.
you're telling somebody with a 4090 with probably even an i9
Core i9,
with a Core i9,
liquid
you're probably
cooling.
with liquid cooling. You're telling someone with a custom built PC. You're telling them, what are you telling them? Buy,
Upgrade your PC.
upgrade your PC to what?
What?
To what?
To the
I
new
need to find-
6090
I need to find
2025.
that story. I need to find that story.
Where?
Hold
Emotional
on.
damage.
No, but honestly speaking, to me, I think Starfield is overhyped. It's not all it's cut out to be. Yeah, I don't, but I don't know why it's so hyped. Because honestly speaking, looking at the other buggy game that came out and everybody bashed it, but these days it's such a good,
Cyberpunk.
brilliant game. Not Cyberpunk, but there is one game that broke my heart and I'm never going back to it, even in the new DLC. Jesus Christ, that really traumatized. I don't even know.
Yeah.
But what was it? Nimesahau. Ilikuwa inaitwaje? The space exploration one again.
No Man's Sky.
No Man's Sky.
No Man's Sky, yes. Because first of all, a game like Starfield, you know what I will categorize it as? I will categorize it as a loading screen simulator. Because if what you're saying, yeah, because if what you're saying is true,
James, clip that. We're putting it on TikTok. Yeah.
wait, I do not want to make enemies. But anyway,
Starfield is a loading screen simulator.
but think about it. If you want to leave, because from the gameplay and from the reviews I've seen, yeah, if you want to leave one space to the other, it's not a smooth transition like you fly from ground to space. It's you do the animation of getting in your cockpit, then loading screen, then you're in space. Then if you want to land on the other side, loading screen, then you're on the ground, right?
What?
And then with the invisible walls, so you can't even like openly explore the world you're in. So if you land in a certain city, you can't walk to another city. I don't know if these are issues that they're gonna work out or if this is actually how the game is permanently, because then that means if I land here, like I can't remember the video I was watching, the guy I was watching, because I'd like to give just mention
Was it
for the
Skill
sake
Up?
of,
I wasn't Skill Up. It was,
No. Yeah, but he was saying like he was saying, yeah, he goes to a location, like he was carrying contraband in his storage, so you can't enter the main city. You know that video, yeah? So you can't enter, yeah. So because it's open world, you think, okay, so because the contraband is in this ship, I will get this other ship and fly it into the city. But no, it transfers your inventory to the other ship. But before he even got the ship, he was like, all right, So I don't know, he got like a vehicle or something, like a land vehicle. So contraband is in the ship. He gets into the car. He wants to drive to the main city because he's parked his ship on the other side of the planet. You cannot. You hit invisible walls, so you can't drive from one side of a planet to another, or even from one city to another. You have to take off, go land on that side. But each time these actions take loading screens. And why I'm saying it's gonna be a loading screen simulator if you don't have a good enough PC. So now imagine if you don't have an SSD. Imagine if you're not running. I mean, a lot of people still use the 1080. Like to be fair, like a lot of people are still on the 1080. Like if you go any higher, you're kind of privileged, kidogo.
Yeah.
So if you have a 1080, you're still on a Core i5, Core i3. You're not running an SSD. You wanna tell me the loading time for you taking off and landing on another place, and then you take off from that place to go back and maybe do business with these other people because maybe you want to trade something, you might be a trader. So each time you do those actions, loading screen. How long will this loading screen take? I bet you, if you're playing for 5 hours, you will have spent more time in the loading screen than you play in the game. Honestly speaking.
So just to bring on that, Todd was on Bloomberg, and he was the Bloomberg actor known as Ed Ludlow brought a question from the viewers, and he said, why did you not optimize this game for PC? Todd's response, and he says, we did. No, it wasn't Todd. It was Todd. It was Todd. It was Todd and Phil Spencer were both there. So Todd's response was like, we did. It's running great. It's next gen PC game. We really need to push the technology. So we really do push the technology. So you may need to upgrade your PC for this game. But it's got a lot of great stuff in it, and the fans are responding. Awesome. And the guy who's probably asking about this is a guy who owns a 4090 with 60 FPS normal games.
What?
So Yuki Mwambia.
Yeah.
I'm not saying he was. I'm saying probably. So Yuki Mwambia. It's running great. Just upgrade your PC. And a car down, he's like, I'm pretty sure I was awake the last 2023. What's after 4090?
Yep.
So, bringing in the conversation we had with Unity, bringing the conversation we've had with... You talking about Evil Geniuses?
No, we were gonna talk about how now esports teams are screwing over esports.
Yeah. Bringing the conversation we had with Unity, bringing the conversation we've had with partly EA, bringing now the conversation we've had with even Todd, is that game devs, yes. I mean, yes, CEOs for gaming companies, yes. They do know the basic function of the game. But for them, their job is to sell, not make a game good. Their job is to sell. Their job is to create business. So if you come and look at Fallout 76. It's not that Todd was a different Todd back then. It's the same Todd.
Yeah.
Look at Redfall. It's not that Todd is a that different Todd. It's still the same Todd Howard. But if you look at them, his job is being told, did you make sales? Yes.
Yeah.
Did the game whatever? Yes. Yes. Sawa. You move forward with it. Sure, PR states that he needs to come, make an apology, say this, and this. But at the end of the day, if they generally don't care, if they not even generally don't care, if they are generally so money-minded that they're willing to risk quality over, they're willing to risk quality over over sales, they'll risk quality over sales. Because if you go back to the days of Skyrim and the days of Fallout 4. Not that Bethesda was a young company. It was a pretty well-versed company in the game. It was out there. But then it was such a, I wouldn't call it hype. It was such a passionate, that's what I'm looking for. Such a passionate scene there, not so choked with the money-mindedness that it came with, that people were actually wondering, guys, this is something that we actually want to build. This is actually something that we want to consider. This is actually something that we want to make good for our players. And even the CEO was like, how do you make this good for the gamer who's gonna receive it? But now cough up a few $100 and you get the game. They're gonna find ways to cut corners. Moving in, segueing excellently into Evil Geniuses and
Evil corporations.
My lord.
The evil in Evil Geniuses.
I don't know how we missed this. I don't know. Do you know when we watch those, the movies we watch, those horror movies and everything else, and a
Mm-hmm.
company has the big red sign saying evil, and then everybody's
Evil.
like, nah, it's probably
Yeah.
alright.
Cop.
It's
Yeah.
probably
Mm,
Evil
evil
cop.
cop. And you're like, no, they're good, they're good, they're good.
it's
Yeah.
probably alright. I
Or
don't know
like,
how.
I'm like, if you've watched, what's it called? Mr. Robot. It's called E-Cop.
Mm, exactly,
Mm,
exactly.
mm.
But let's talking about evil geniuses again. Like I said, our job isn't to report the news, just comment on the news. Evil
Yes.
geniuses, and there. So we won't lay down everything. We'll suggest for guys to go, especially guys who love Valorant, CS:GO, Dota. Those three games, Valorant, CS:GO, and Dota. Go check on the recent news that is happening with evil geniuses and the layoffs and the lawsuits they're currently facing.
Mm.
But what I'm seeing from that is this: Evil Geniuses won VCTs 2023, and they didn't win it by a smooth sail. No, it was tumultuous. They brought in Potter, who was an. By the way, if there's ever an excellent coach I have seen, it's Coach Potter, because she brought
Yeah.
her team from oblivion. From being from losing maps willy nilly to winning all the way to VCTs, she did the work. From supporting players, I think it was who was brought into the roster. James, remember someone? Was it Boost who was brought into the roster? And guys said he won't do anything. Who was it? Was it Demon? It was Demon
can't
One.
recall. I think so.
I need to remember. I need to remember. Anyway, she supported her players from the ground up. She said, "You don't listen to the naysayers. Don't listen to the guys who say you don't deserve a spot in this thing. Stick. I will support you every way." And they went all the way, winning two. They won the first. They won their games. I think they won the first map. They lost the second. Then they won the two more. If not remember, I need to remember those stats. I'm sorry, guys. My brain is not working properly. But she really brought her team really well from oblivion, and seeing the love and support she had from her players on the stage. If you're watching those VCTs, she was the one coach who used to go around and make sure all her players are okay. It was so amazing. And then all the players win VCT. Such a glorious moment for NA, because EG's an NA org, so guys were like, yes, go NA and everything. Then a few weeks after VCT, we hear the players being told either accept a pay cut or look for other options. And this is after winning VCTs.
Wow.
You would expect
Wow.
your market share to rise as a player. You'd expect your market share to skyrocket. But then you're told, hapana, tunakata mshahara ama enda kwingine. And
Wow.
it's not that Evil Geniuses has had the best run. There's that lawsuit waiting for them. There is them letting go of their CEO and stuff like that. And even look at their franchising is not the best. Nevertheless, there's a certain standard they need to hold themselves to, and this was not it. This was not it. James, as a Valorant fan yourself, heavy Valorant fan, me, I want to hear.
What? Mine, it was just I'm trying to process, because the way Evil Geniuses, especially as an organization, came shouting everywhere in every esport title. Me, I was like, hey, these guys, the way they are talking, it's like they have a lot of money. So I was like, okay, let's see what they do. So
#FaceClan.
bas.
Hey.
So they went spending. Can you imagine, by the way, when they started that aggressive marketing push? Can you imagine they recruited 3 CS:GO teams? 3. They were
one.
that serious. Not even 1, 3. They had that much money. So I'm like, I'm wondering, why are they doing this? And then when I don't know if I went through the blogs or what happened, it's like they were trying to spread their risks. Because they were noticing, I think when they tried the first team, they're not seeing any results. They went for like 2 games. Then they're like, okay, we're not seeing these guys doing anything. What do? Recruit 2 more teams. So I'm like,
2 more teams.
a 15-man team.
You see that saying for if at first you don't succeed, try again.
Try
It doesn't work.
again.
Yeah. EG, I'm sorry, but it doesn't work like
Like that.
it does not work. Yeah.
Me, I was like, what's up with these guys? Then after that, now they were everywhere. Do you know they even especially for like the FGC? Do you know they recruited Nani as well? Sonic Fox.
What?
Yeah.
You're kidding
Sonic
me.
Fox is in Evil
You're
Geniuses.
actually kidding me.
For
You're actually
real.
no.
For real, by the way. And then that guy
Oh
is
my
huge.
lord.
He's like the best FGC player in the world.
One of the some people might say Aslan, but
Arguably, yes.
Wait, what?
arguably. Let's
Let's say
not bring
arguably.
arguably.
We want peace.
You want peace. I'm-
Violence always.
Yeah. You just
Ah.
we'll make a TikTok out of you, and we'll see how even you like it.
Where you're just doing that because of your own reasons, because you don't
Yeah,
want
I
to be
know
the
that.
only one.
Yeah.
Exactly.
But
Yeah.
wow, really? When did you join EG?
Was it a year or so ago?
Wow.
And then now, apparently there's been this hype of the FGC community as soon as like esports in NA started, dropping. I think a couple of weeks ago, I think it started with FaZe. FaZe recruited some 2 Tekken players. And then Team Liquid recruited another Tekken player as well. And then, which is this? Cloud9 recruited 2 chicks. Was it Tekken? I think Tekken, yes, Tekken as well. Cuddlecore is also one of them. Actually, yes, Cloud9 recruited Cuddlecore. Yeah. And then, what else? Yeah, I think that's as far as I know. Of which I'm sure the rest are coming. I'm sure the rest
To
will.
segue a bit, I am seeing 2024 is gonna be a big year for the FGC community.
Yeah.
Especially with the release of MK1, the recent release of MK1, and the coming release of Tekken 8.
Yes. And then what else?
Street
What's this
Fighter.
other? Street Fighter. Yes. Street
Fighter
Fighter, another
as
one.
well.
Yeah. Actually,
2024
those
is
are like
gonna
those are like the big 3. Like
The big three of
Yeah.
2024 is gonna be a really big year for the
for
FGC
FGC.
community.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Eh.
And it's gonna be a tough year for FPS, guys. I'm sorry to say, because what?
Very.
Actually, I was gonna say, I don't really follow like esports myself, but there are a couple of things that actually like just they pass the. If you're a gamer,
Pass your
you
radar.
won't miss to. Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. So like
Yeah.
that thing for. Like fighting games where they have really maintained like their esports position, because did Overwatch lose its esports side?
Yes.
Overwatch, what's it called?
Yes.
Overwatch what?
The Overwatch League,
Yeah.
I think.
League.
Two.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It
Do
lost
you mean
the.
Overwatch? Hold on, I think it's called.
It's
let's-
it's the Overwatch League, but I think just they're now using Overwatch 2.
Yes.
So are they still doing the esports events like
Yeah.
they used with the?
Yeah.
Okay.
But
But
it's just that the way things are, Saizi, it's where and NA being NA, of course, they are going through problems.
See, the one-
You know that meme for please pray for me. I'm going through problems.
Ananimiza kutengenezea, ananizama kuchekea.
That is angu.
where
But
That's Overwatch now.
but see, the thing is, NA, like I said before, I don't have all the statistics. I don't think anybody has all the statistics, but I have a strong feeling that NA doesn't really value player over doesn't really value the player quality over player marketing, if I might say that. Right. So let me explain what I mean, because I see James is getting a bit confused.
I'm trying to see it.
Yeah. So what I mean is that I'm not saying any have bad players. Please don't get me wrong. I'm not saying any have bad players. They have really good players. So winning tournaments is not anything. No, is competing. But it's where they value the hype of the player themselves, right? They value the how big can we? How bombastic can we make our name? Case in
Tie-dye.
point, FaZe Clan.
True.
Right? How bombastic can we make ourselves
Tie-dye.
for our name to be put there, rather than how well can we scrutinize our team to ensure that they win every single MEA, every single VCT, every single CSGO major, every single Evo.
Yeah.
It's how well can we market ourselves that every single person knows FaZe Clan. Every single person might know FaZe Clan,
But
right? And I'm
I
Mhm.
think this is the same thing. It's they're turning okay. Like James, you'd recognize this one. Like we were talking with our UG friends upper. The way they're turning an esports brand into a lifestyle brand. So
Yes.
it's yes,
Mm,
you are known for esports, but you have to create like a lifestyle kind of brand around it so that people get that FOMO of you want to like it's the in thing. So I
Yeah.
get why they do that.
now the
Again,
problem
because
is,
mm-hmm,
yeah, the problem is as with all things, how sustainable is it in the long run? I'm not talking
yeah.
about 5 years, 7 years, no, 15 to 20 years down the line. How sustainable is it? Because and this is the thing I really want people to notice, especially when guys are talking about esports is dying. I
Mm.
always ask, are they talking about globally or they're talking about America? NA. And if they're
Yes.
talking about NA, please note it's not esports is dying. Is NA esports is dying because
Esports,
if you look
yeah.
at Middle East, if you look at
Actually, Middle East.
Asia's, if you look at Europe, even if you look at Australia, guys are doing well. Guys are
Yeah.
doing. If you look at Africa, guys are doing amazingly well
Mm.
because because here's the thing: people are learning from NA's mistakes.
Yeah.
They're not learning, yeah, because NA has gone forward, making great strides in esports, and they're making mistakes. They're making mistakes for them to fumble. So everybody's like, "Oh, is esports dying in NA? Oh, blah 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 blah." And I'm like, "No, they're making mistakes, and we are learning." Because you can't tell me Saudi Arabia sat down and has said, "Esports ni penye pesa iko." Esports in Afro, and James can attest this from the Afro Arab esports that happened recently, and can attest this from the Gamers 8. If Beast was here in this conversation, they could have attested this from the Gamers 8. These guys have sat down and have said we are looking at esports down. And as we go down the stream, we'll talk about the orgs and brands to keep an eye on who are coming up in Kenya as well. And these guys sat down and are like, esports is not dying. No, on the contrary, it's booming. It's just that you need to learn how to monetize yourself. You need to learn how to create a system that's long term. Sure, someone can say, but these guys are smart. These guys, their CEO has done this marketing thing, marketing, blah, 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 blah. But it's not as easy as creating a company, learning the ecosystem of esports, ecosystem of making it a lifestyle, but at the same time maintaining its sustainability for long term. Yes, you want to pay your players what they are worth. There's a standard has been created that this is how much a player is worth. If they win MEA, if they win Evo, if they win VCTs, if they win the World's Championship, if they win the Apex, what are Apex called? I'm forgetting the name. Is it what are the Apex? I'm forgetting its name. I'm sorry, guys. Apex players, in UA, please. But if they win all this, this is their market share value, and this is how fight rises. But
Yeah.
then you as an org need to know if you're fielding a 5-man team for Valorant, and you want to field a 5-man team for CS:GO, do we need to field another 5-man team for League? Do we need to field another team for Apex? Do we need to field another team for Dota or Overwatch? And these are things that also, if we know that not Jan, James, one of your favorite podcasts is the Play
Play
Valorant.
plat chat.
Platchat, sorry, yeah, Platchat, which they're also talking about where franchising is also very easy. Not easy. Franchising also very important. Learning how to market yourself is also very important. But you need to work out your sustainability. You need to work out your longevity as an esports org and see how well you're gonna last in the next coming year.
That was the just recent one, huh?
Sorry?
That was the
Yeah,
recent episode of Plat Chat.
Platchat. Yeah.
I'm yet to watch it by there, but I have to take time and watch it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Actually,
So yeah. Basically, Jill, you saying something?
oh no. I thought Jan wanted to add on to that. I think I remember.
No,
Jan.
Mimi Hapa, this is your department. Again, I am the casual gamer in the group, so
Okay.
Me,
But
me,
do have a,
me,
we
me,
do
me,
have a
me,
side
na-
of conversation for you.
We
We have a
yeah,
side of
no, no,
conversation.
no.
yeah.
Like me naskia. Like you know how you'd hear terms like it's GEASLGB. I'm like, okay, cool. Those are things that exist. Okay.
This is why I like this podcast. This is why I like this
Jan.
podcast because Jan is the description of what. Because you know, this is
Hata
not
kidogo aseme LGBTQ.
No, by then LGBTQ. I'm just like hearing letters. I'm like, okay, cool.
Wait,
Let me tell you why
I'm
I like
even
this
sweating.
podcast. Let me tell you why I like this podcast. It's because of how diverse it is. We have people and
Yeah.
we have Jan who knows nothing about esports, but when it comes to streaming and gaming, he's there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
Like,
really cool.
by the, I'm looking at cosplayers on
yeah,
Instagram,
yeah.
by the way. So me, I
Wait.
checked out even.
Jan,
we
wewe
move
ni
on.
legend.
Jan raised an interesting point on cyberpunk
Yeah.
and how cyberpunk broke his heart. So I want to hear, and we're just going to talk about, just going to touch on this about how cyberpunk has promised one of the biggest updates, or is it a DLC update? The biggest DLC update to date, the Phantom Liberty.
Yeah, Phantom Liberty.
And these said it's gonna be a full update to a full overhaul of not only the ability tree but some of the game mechanics as well. And there's also a paid part of.
Is it to unlock the new stage? No, there's something they said. I think base game you'll get the city, but there's something you pay for. I can't remember.
Yes.
But I know,
So,
but I know you get the city and you get everything. Yeah.
So one of the things that Phantom Liberty, give me a second. Yeah. So it's and also we have Idris Elba on Phantom Liberty. By the way, there've been many. Cyberpunk has Keanu Reeves, Idris Elba. Watu wanatoa pesa wapi? Ukitaka kuniambia ati esports is dying, Idris Elba ako gaming. Waza hiyo. And yes, you might say it's just a voice actor, but still, as a voice actor, you're very ingrained into the ecosystem of you're very ingrained into the development of a game. So
Okay,
you get interested.
but also his character is a portrayal of him. Is that really just voice acting, or even like because you're being portrayed in the game
Mock-up.
as you know?
Yeah.
Because no. Like if you look at the character, it is
it's
Idris Elba.
Yeah.
You know, it's not like
it's like watching The Rock, basically.
yeah. So it's not like any other game. Like let's say the voice actor of Aloy. You know, they don't look like Aloy, or Aloy doesn't look like them. So
Or like
it's
a judge doesn't look like God of Kratos from God of War.
yeah. So yeah, exactly. So it's his voice, it's his portrayal. It's just yes, he's playing a character, but is that categorized under just the same voice actor thing? There's a different categorization because
ideally,
it's interesting. It's a portrayal of you, yeah.
Yeah, so it's basically there's voice acting. There basically it's not live action. It's not a live thing you're watching.
Yeah. By the way,
where your face does those new things, it's exactly that. So you are acting the part of an animated character, but
what things?
see when you are, you know the way you express yourself, the way like
the mock-up things.
mock-up things, like it catches your actual reactions. Like if I do this, like that's how I react. So that's how my character in the animation reacts. So I'm also acting, like I am acting the part.
Oh no,
you're saying something, James?
I'm seeing in the chat room, Mesalimiwa na bloody actor.
Tumesalimika sana.
Hello, Mr. Bloody.
So one of the things that Phantom Liberty offers, it's a $30 expansion. Is it a $30 expansion? Give me a second. It is a hold on. It is a $30 expansion.
Oh,
but there are more free stuff than there will be paid stuff. The paid stuff are little as compared to the free stuff, because the free stuff is an overhaul of the ability tree, introducing vehicle, new guns. I think it's the quest lines and the other stuff that are gonna be paid. Also, give me a hot second. We'll be back.
No problem. No
Uh,
problem.
yeah,
All
but you
right.
guys could be having a conversation. I am coming.
Yeah.
Sad.
So it
Sad.
is $30 to get the Phantom Liberty expansion.
Mm-hmm.
And also, if you do not own the game, it's like $80. The price of digital gaming is high for what it is. We're not
Yeah.
buying any physical assets, so I don't understand like why are games suddenly $70 and that's the standard? Like
Yeah.
it makes no sense. They're not paying for distribution with like or even printing with like CDs or whatever. They're not paying for that. So where game and also it's not like we're gonna say we are seeing that they're putting that money in the quality of the game because clearly cyberpunk. But then nimeboil damu.
Hey, we
I feel
sana.
like this game has broken your heart a bit too much. Seek
Hey,
therapy.
bana, I tell you.
No. Yeah, so it looks like a big expansion. But also I'll say this. I also got the what's this other game that just the Volition got sold? Saints Row. The new Saints Row. The
Why?
yeah, that's another. Look, I have been a Saints Row fan. I was curious, and that is one of the curious games. I was like, no, I want to see actually how bad they fucked up.
Why would
But
you do this? Why?
again, I played through the
yeah, I can't
game,
bet.
and yeah, I played through the game. It is so boring. It's very boring game. And then they were hyping up the expansion, and we thought it was gonna be like a big thing because they say the same thing, like, oh yeah, we're gonna rework some mechanics in the games. They're gonna change some stuff up, yeah, basically overhaul of the game, and then we get the expansion side and everything. And I was like, okay, cool. Maybe they're gonna do cool stuff, because they say they're gonna tone down the cringiness of yeah. And then the expansion came out, and it was just so basic as well, and I was just so disappointed. So even for this one, let me again, it broke my heart, and it made me skeptical of everything about modern gaming, especially AAA modern gaming, because now they can make all these promises and everything, but as soon as the product comes out, it's not what they hyped it out to be. Again, I will go back to that Nairobi X. You remember before it came out, the hype it had, and you remember how it had been marketed, the code, So I look at it this way. There's marketing talk. Yes, these things will be there. You can shoot a gun and you can do these things, but it is to. I take it not even with a grain, not even with a
Just because you
pinch.
can shoot your gun, just because
Yep.
you can reload, doesn't make it
Yep.
COD.
Yep.
Doesn't make
Thank
it
you.
COD.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Facts.
So
yeah.
that's how I take it. That's how I take it. They can come and tell me all these things that are gonna be there and everything, but I take it with the you're saying this, but it might not exactly be what you mean. Like, yes, I have a gun and everything, but it's not exactly maybe not what you mean with it. So even with the
I
upcoming
am-
expansion, no.
I am cautiously optimistic to see what Phantom Liberty offers, because from what I have seen that Cyberpunk has done, they have tried to do well with the updates and the patches and everything they've done. But there's No Man's Sky is a success story, a ground like
Exactly.
it's other ones.
Yeah.
But you
Rags to
remember
riches, yeah.
rags to riches. But you remember what they went through before they reached there.
Exactly.
The whole
What?
thing.
Exactly.
I
Yeah.
remember the previous podcast. I told James about No Man's Sky, and I think you went
Yeah.
to research.
Yes, yes,
and,
yes.
and you've seen how
No,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now I want
yeah,
that
no,
game.
but no. But you remember at the beginning of this, I mentioned No Man's Sky as a positive thing,
Yeah.
and I said it why, because it came from rags to riches. Like games like that, I respect, and mind you, to any developer, we are not here just bashing games or saying how bad they are. But if you're actually genuinely also passionate about your game and you release it to the people and you hear this feedback, I am sure from that passion you'll want to make it the best game for your players to play. Again, with No Man's Sky, that's what they did exactly. They were like, yeah, they're not happy. And yes, we had promised all these things. I see like Bloody had said, dude, promises suck. Yes, they do. Don't
Yeah.
listen to developers.
Yeah.
Like because sometimes they can also have these goals, but to achieve them, they find challenges and everything. So what we get at the end, and because you already made that promise, what my expectations will be are going to be, I'm going to judge you from what you promised me. But if you
Yeah.
also genuinely take steps to make your game better, and you explain to us like, yo, so we had made this promise, but it is unachievable to that scale, but we've implemented it to this level where it is as close as. I mean, yeah, we're gonna look at it and be like, you know what? Yeah, you guys are trying. And No Man's Sky, I think, is one of the best known success stories. But there are numerous other games like that
Yeah.
started out as something people didn't like, but the developer put in the time and effort, and they worked with the community and created a game that, seriously, as I was watching Starfield, I was like, I would rather get No Man's Sky. Like,
I have No
honestly.
Man's Sky. I don't. That's why I don't. That's why, let me tell you. That's why for me, I don't see the reason. Because okay, someone comes and tells me we have extra ship modification on No Man's Sky. You can modify a ship to look like this. You have an excellent story, blah blah blah. But I'm like, No Man's Sky, I can go everywhere.
Yeah.
And I can walk and not meet a wall, unless the wall is a physical wall.
And not an
I can-
invisible one.
Exactly, not an invisible one.
Yeah.
I can explore galaxies beyond. And if you follow the story of No Man's Sky, it's interesting. If you look at the updates, every single update of No Man's Sky has been free. I don't know how those guys make
Wow.
money,
Wow.
but they do every single update. And one thing I love about Sean Murray and his team at Hello Games is that once he realized the game was not what they had promised the players. He did what he did. I think we talked about this back in the previous podcast. The closed door, whatever thing. He closed the doors, no press, no nothing. Just went back and sat down on making sure the game came out the way it was supposed to come out. And he didn't do it in one patch. He wasn't like, here, we patched the game, Chezeni. No, a consistent number of patches that have not stopped.
Yeah.
To this day.
Like,
James,
it's-
let James speak because James has not spoken in a
I
while.
think
Okay.
it reminds me in Rainbow Six Siege, it had that issue when it launched. It had so many issues. It had this promising thing of like you're playing as a SWAT team, trying to rescue someone who is being held hostage in a house. But then the whole thing changed. I don't know how it became now an esport at that point, but it had so many issues when they did that. So they had this thing called, the updates. They have like specific names they give for those updates. So there was one called Operation Health, where they released another character who's a doki. But I think that was the turning point of the game from that time. Because all the issues that happened with it, they went on fixing it. Although now that game is something else, I think, which is why I don't want to touch it again. But
really?
kabisa,
Yeah.
I'm done.
Hey,
I'm done with
okay.
that game. Hey,
Okay.
I'm done. The things I'm saying,
no.
because unaanza kupata like that game, mara sijui character who uses holograms, another character who hijacks another character's device.
No. They have been affected by that thing. It's also Ubisoft. Is it Ubisoft trying to whatever this game is coming up?
That one, and I want it.
the
X-Defiant.
group shooter X Defiant.
Yeah, I've been wanting that. I've been waiting
Yeah,
for it to
like,
drop. Imekaa sana, eh?
Games, yeah, by the way, games are being affected by the likes of Valorant and by the likes of Apex Legends, because
Yeah.
now like the real Sims like shooter games like Rainbow Six Siege, because Rainbow Six Siege was reality based, like
Very
let's say
much.
attack like
Very much.
the TAC of game.
Yeah.
Like people loved it because of the gun simulation.
Yes.
Like gun simulation was the main thing people are going for, and the reality that it was grounded in. So
Yeah.
I saw that controversy because now, so when they started bringing the hologram things, it's like gamers are like, no, this is not what we want. Because
Yeah.
for the guys who played Rainbow Six, tactical shooter with realistically modeled and shooting guns, that's what they want.
Yeah.
So it's like also bringing,
Yeah. It went
Question.
too sci-fi.
Too sci-fi.
Yeah. Question: Isn't Escape from Tarkov technically
yeah.
work with me, guys here technically? Isn't Escape from Tarkov technically the Soulsborne of FPS?
Yes, it is.
Ah.
Honestly speaking, it is. It's multiplayer, yes, but it's honestly speaking.
I'm not
it's
talking
like
about the mechanics of dodging and everything else. I'm talking
yeah,
about the difficultiness and everything else.
the challenge.
The challenge,
Yes.
exactly. The
Yes.
challenge.
Exactly. When you
Yeah.
said it, I saw it immediately. It's the like
Okay.
the challenge. Yeah.
I see
Yeah,
what you
Challenge
mean.
that's yeah. So okay, see, for that is, for example, like in Valorant craves a unique niche in itself, right? They looked at these are the games of Rainbow Six Siege and CS:GO and combined that and said, what if your shooting people had powers? Chikeni.
Yeah. Let me tell you that. Let me tell you the company I always feel sorry for. By the way, it's
While
Hi-Res.
while we're talking about companies and everything else, we have a segment for orgs, brands, and corporations to keep an eye on in
Yeah.
Kenya.
Yeah.
So you
But
guys,
so as we
Ah,
transition
Wesley?
to that, yeah, the one company I always feel like because I have genuine love for this company. It's Hi-Res. Because
The Paladins
Jua,
guys, eh?
I
The
know
Paladins
you.
guys, eh?
I know you.
yeah, like the Paladins guys. It's like
Okay.
but then I
Me
feel for
and
these
Jan
guys.
have a shadow Paladin.
Like I genuinely love Paladin. Like I love Paladin, so I love Hi-Res. But why I say I feel sorry for these guys is because when Paladins was in beta and being announced, Overwatch came out. So people called Paladins an Overwatch copy.
Yeah.
Technically, it's not, but people don't understand this. But it was still in beta anyway, so they missed out. So they missed out on that one. And then before Valorant, well, what's the other game called that they launched as Valorant was also coming out with the agents? Let me just high-res game.
There was a Valorant like game
I'm
before that.
Yeah, I'm sure you know it. It's not even before that. It still exists.
Still
No
exists.
way.
What is this game called? Surely, it's like a Valorant game. Rogue Company.
Oh!
My lord,
Seriously,
yes.
like seriously.
Wait, that was Hi-Res.
Rogue.
That was
That is
Hi-Res.
Hi-Res.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No way.
I'm like, Hi-Res comes up with these games, and then they just get overtaken for like. Just,
Why?
I feel because also like it was also kind of the same.
is
Like
fate.
Rogue Company.
It is fate.
Yeah, I don't know what bad luck. Because also remember they have Smite. Smite is also like a League of Legends. You know.
Yeah.
Yeah, with the gods.
Oh,
Again,
dear.
they genuinely have good games. It's just that they're very much overtaken.
Oh dear.
That's very true.
That is
Yeah, so
unfortunate. Wow.
when you were talking about now the FPS games like Akina Overwatch, Valorant, nini.
Yeah.
Hi-Res is always ignored because Rogue Company was actually I'd always say they were ahead of their time. They're always kind of ahead of their time because their game come out and then this other game comes out and it's more popular. And man, me I don't know. Like Hi-Res guys, me I don't know. Like contact us. Let's talk.
That
Let's
sounds
let's
like
start.
Google.
Let's start. Yeah. No. Let's start talking about the African
That sounds
market
like
so that
Google.
you can find market here with these games because we genuinely like this game. And also,
Yeah.
yes, very much Google. Google are always.
That's the problem.
I think. How about you, James?
Because you find Google, you remember what's it called? This one.
Google Stadia.
Hey.
Stadia.
And then you'll be able to live stream your games. You're like, do you know we still have
Streaming,
problems with streaming? Crazy.
Cloud streaming, Google Stadia.
Eh.
That thing. Let me tell
And
you.
then-
Let me try to
And
make
then
a
there is
philosophical nini.
then there's Google Glasses, which was disposed after how long? And then now Apple is trying to launch Apple what Vision. And
Vision,
then the hype is
yeah.
so high. And then Google are like, wait, see, we did that one. Why wasn't everyone bothered?
Let me tell
Well,
you. Let me tell
ahead
you
of their time.
Let me tell you the problem of being ahead of your time. As an org, as an organization or a company or whatever, the problem of being so ahead of your time is that you lose your market even before you gain it.
Wow.
So let me tell you, a game like No Man's Sky was ahead of its time, but they slowly released updates that were able to catch up to its time.
To catch up, yeah, exactly.
Like mko mbele sana, so mnafaa kurudi nyuma, do it step by step. Rogue Company was
Wow.
so ahead rather than
Yeah.
them taking steps to reach that position. That's why other games that have it's like this way, James. Imagine, like, I have the perfect example. NA has paved the path on what to do and what not to do in
What
esports.
not to do. Yes.
So them, they were ahead of their time in terms of esports. Now it's our turn. The rest of the quote unquote world to catch up. Well, NA is suffering the consequences of being a trendsetter.
Yes.
Because when you're a trendsetter, you don't know what mistakes to do and what mistakes
Yep.
not to do.
Preach. Hey.
Yep.
What?
But and also because before now we transition because we have to transition because you brought back you brought up No Man's Sky again. There's this other game. I don't know what your opinion is on it. Star Citizen. Because
I keep
that
hearing
game,
about it.
yeah, because when it started out, but everybody thought it was a scam because
Exactly.
the scope they were even up to now, people are like still very dodgy about this game. But my point bringing Star Citizen up is yes, it started out, it was very skeptical. Everybody is still calling it a scam and everything. Might not be the case because I don't personally know the developers, but whatever the story is, if you compare it to Starfield, which has been developed by a AAA company and everything, Star Citizen also has seamless transition from planet to sky.
Yeah.
So you can take off from your ship and go into space with no loading screens, and you can go land on another planet with no loading screens. And if you have the capacity and ability, I am pretty sure you can circle a whole planet while you are walking or riding on a vehicle.
Wow.
So my criticism to Starfield and why I'm calling it now a loading screen simulator as I did is why is it coming out and not having this things that have already been established? Because if two games can already do it, why do I want to go to the game that will be loading screen, like a loading screen instead of a smooth transition at launch,
Yeah.
So as much as that's why I called it an overhyped game. Like it's cool, but there are people doing it better.
Yeah.
So that was my whole point.
True.
There are people who are doing what you're doing better. So why should you play your game?
Exactly. And now here's the thing.
Well
these
said.
people doing it better, these people doing it better are not even AAA companies. So
Lol.
yeah.
Hello Games is an indie developer that has a AAA game, bro. Yeah, I don't
Exactly,
understand.
man. Like
Anyway,
so anyway. So esports organizations we need to keep an eye on in Kenya.
Okay.
Orgs, actually, it's esports organization, orgs, corporations, and brands.
Brands, yeah.
Speaking of which, guys, if there are other esports organization, corporations, and brands, or if you are an esports organization, corporation, or brand that would like to be, keeping your eyes recognized, that's the word. Thank you, James. You can follow us on our Twitter and our social media sites. We have more than Twitter, or shout us a DM, shout either me, James, or Jan a DM, and let us know. First and foremost, we have Tuntigi Gaming.
I think just before we go there, I got on our Twitter, I got a message from the Rainbow Six GCL League in South Africa. They just finished their first season, if I'm not wrong. They were looking for support, and I think they had mentioned that they wanted us to give them some some press, so more of like a limelight to the kind of league that they're doing. So I was like, okay, together with that,
And
I'll see
also,
how else I can.
In South Africa, we have CapeTown Showdown, who we
happening
have
right now.
Now, wow,
Yeah.
that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
But we're jumping the gun. We'll come back to that.
Yes. Yes.
We have Tuntigi Gaming, who have been doing a lot of work with FIFA. I've been seeing them with FIFA. Like those guys have started have said, FIFA and your base. We're investing in this guy.
Yeah.
Tuntigi and I think it's Tuntigi and Jiwe Esports. Jiwe is, so for the guys who know Jiwe is a game dev company that has its esports section known as Jiwe Esports. Unless I'm wrong, James. You should be
Yes.
the one. Yes.
Yes.
So
Yes. Yes.
so Tuntigi have been doing is it a monthly tournament kind of thing? Yeah, it is a monthly
Yes.
tournament kind of thing where you
Yes.
register at www.tune-tigi.com. We have a couple of players. I think June's player was Kasim Fadil was a winner.
Yeah.
We had who else was I want to remember I want to see one of the things I really encourage esports orgs, especially in Kenya and brands to do is for you guys to have a list of the monthly winners, especially guys like Tuntigi. I will list of the month,
No,
January, February, March, blah blah blah.
dude,
Mm-hmm.
First of all, this will be a whole topic.
Mm-hmm.
Directed and directly targeted to esports teams,
Mm-hmm.
organizers, coaches, and everything. Because
Yeah.
I think we have a lack in actual like how to carry yourself as an esports team. Because you find one team participating this year with this name, but then next year it's a totally different thing. So even keeping up with like winners and because if you're defending a championship, how are you gonna defend a championship if you've rebranded your whole thing? So
Yeah.
that I think it needs to be a topic at some point so that
Which we
guys
will
just
talk about.
Yeah.
so guys just know even how to carry themselves as an esports organization as well. I think it will be important.
Okay.
So, but Tuntigi, we love what you're doing in terms of
Mm,
FIFA seeing and giving players to like consistency. That's what I'm looking for.
Yeah.
consistency, yes.
The
thi-
next one is sorry. James, you saying?
For me, it was a big surprise because these guys came out splashing money. What? I think almost
Oh yeah, baby.
every month. Imagine the price, like the
What's
first
that
or
price?
the top player gets 100K. Not to be 100K every month. Hey,
And then but then they came out of nowhere and they took over the scene because
That
also
is-
like Tuntigi was one of those names I hadn't heard of, and then suddenly
Tuntigi was a
there
name I heard of, but I
Yeah.
wouldn't say I heard of aggressively.
exactly so,
This
Yeah.
aggressive push is really interesting to see.
Yeah.
Especially with the new with the new moves they're making in terms of them working with Panari, them working with Cube Energy.
oh yeah.
It's where for example, that's what I'm telling people. Please don't listen to NA streamers and everything else telling you guys that
Yes.
esports is dying, and
It's
you're
dying to them.
yeah, it's dying. No,
It's dying to
no,
them.
it's
Eh,
dying
Yeah.
to them.
eh,
To
For us,
them.
it's a whole different thing entirely. And Tiki has been really active, creating not only buzz but a scene for FIFA players to continue. Granted, FIFA is one of the largest games, if not the largest game played
Yeah.
in the region of Kenya, but
Let's say
still,
most recognized. Yeah.
yeah, it was most recognized. Yes, most recognized
Yeah.
game. But still, having the consistency of tournaments with such a lucrative prize pool, very interesting. And from
Yeah.
Tutigi, I want to jump into I want to say a favorite. I'll call it a favorite of mine, AfriGamer, because I have met the team at AfriGamer. Wonderful people, funny people, but wonderful people as well.
I'll also add on to that and say I love what AfriGamer are doing, especially also I think it's in collaboration with what is it called? Sage's esports team, esports
Sazi
company.
Esports, yeah,
Oh,
Crazy
CZ
Esports,
CZ.
Esports, yeah, CZ
Ah,
Esports.
yeah.
the one
I
that
love
did
what
with
that.
kids.
Yeah,
The
I
bootcamp
love
thing,
that
yeah.
initiative.
Good camping, yeah.
I really do love that initiative because then I also believe to grow this scene, we're not only growing it for us, but also for the
The
ones that
generations to
will
come, yeah.
the generations to come. So it's something really amazing, and especially to see such young guys dedicated to doing that. It's really inspirational, and I'll just say, keep it up. And also they're also very consistent with their events. I am very
They
sure.
are not just
Um,
consistency. What I like about AfriGamer, what I like about it is the diversity in the events.
Diversity, yeah,
Because they
exactly.
have
So
a cosplay event happening for
yeah,
MK1.
yeah,
You've seen it, yeah,
for
for
the
MK1
MK1
happening,
launch, yeah.
happening on the 30th of September, 2023. So entry is 1,000 bob. If you're interested, you can check it out at their Instagram page, AfriGamer.
Mm.
Beast is also working with Afrigamer, if you know Beast as well.
Mhm.
I was gonna say this. The one thing you've been interesting about Afrigamer is it's a gaming lounge. It's not an esports organization coming in. No,
Yeah,
no, it's an
a
actual gaming
gaming
lounge
lounge.
who have now re-engineered their marketing strategy to be more focused on, or rather, to be focused on esports as well and other aspects of gaming, rather than just saying Lipa Doge is a game.
Mm.
So that's a very
No,
interesting thing to see, and for them,
yeah.
it's creating a precedence of in the next coming years, assuming many gamers in Kenya will have their own devices. People won't be going to a gaming lounge to just play games. You need to
Yeah.
have a pulling factor for that, and I think Afrigamer have had a really good look at
No,
the
but
market and
yeah,
said,
but
yeah,
also I've always had this argument of if we really want to get people into esports, we
hmm
really also, as a casual gamer, like really involve the casual community as well, because that is where the interest of esports will spark from. Because
yeah,
yes, we can have the few guys who are naturally competitive, like the guys who are naturally competitive, and their way of thinking is, okay, I am playing this game, being competitive about it. How can I make money? There are people who are proactively that way, but then there are people who will take a little bit of convincing. It's like, yeah, I game, but then if you show this person, like, okay, yeah, so did you know there's an avenue for you to make money with it? Is they'd be like, oh, really? Let me look into it. They might not be proactive into seeking out these opportunities, but if you present them the opportunity to do so, I believe you will find a larger percentage of people interested in investing or playing esports than what we have now.
and
So
not just actively gaming. James, you're
yeah.
saying something?
No.
So and not just actively gaming. It's also outside of gaming. I have a friend of mine who
Mm,
works behind the scenes at Tuntigi. I have a friend of mine who works behind the scenes. You guys know Eugene?
Yes.
yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
who
Yeah.
who also works behind the scenes, especially in broadcasting and these different things. You don't have to. You
Yeah.
don't have to actively play the game to
Yep.
earn a living from gaming. That's a
Exactly. But
that's
there's a
that's
lot
one
of
thing.
avenue. There's a lot of
There's
avenue.
a lot of avenues,
Yeah.
I, I
and
always I always give people example of movies. For you
exactly
to say, yeah, for you to say you're working on a movie, you don't have to be the director and you don't have to be an
to be the
actor.
actor. Yeah.
You can be the gaffer, you can be the videographer, you can be a backstage manager,
You can't
you
be
are
the
the
stuntman. Eh?
you can be the
Come on,
stuntman,
Jimmy, yeah.
and
True.
also graphic designers, because where does
Yeah.
the poster come from? It's like, yes, you're involved in the movie making process, but where any graphic designer uliambiwa tengeneza poster, you
And
have taken part in.
yeah,
Yeah,
and, and
so
speaking
you can't
about,
yeah.
I don't know, I was just gonna segue and say, just speaking about working in the background scenes of esports, you have a company like
Mm,
Esports, which
yeah.
does. I've seen their recent major focus has been streaming
Mm-hmm.
for players. So they sign in called uh, what is this name I'm looking for?
Chantel.
No. Yes, Chantel was
Ch-
signing.
yes.
Mm,
Jiro Leon was also signing. Maura will come into these players and the players to watch out
Oh.
for. Yeah. But one of the things that we're looking at
Ah.
is the
Yeah.
way they bring in the streaming aspect of gaming. Not just have a tournament, but have
mm,
the ability of people to watch this tournament. How do we know who to watch out for? How do we know the names?
yeah.
Akina Leon, Akina Eric Demon, Akina Mike Mickey, Akina Derek Frost, Shirley, Akina Wanjiro. How do we know these names? We have to see them on our screens,
Yeah.
see them play, see
Mm,
how good they are.
yeah.
So that's how Geo Esports is coming in and saying, "All right, we are streaming these games. We are coming in and saying this is streaming." They have a whole setup in their I think it's their offices, doing the whole thing. They also have some tournaments with Gigamis Gaming. I hope I'm pronouncing that name correctly. Gigamis Gaming, which is also very good to see. It's showing the consistency we want to see. Granted, it is a community, but it's showing the consistency we want. By granted, I mean like it is it is a well-known game and played game in the region, but it is the consistency and the diversity that is important, not just the game itself. Yes, we're doing FIFA, but it's not just FIFA play game to shika pesa enda. No, it's
Yeah.
the here's a leaderboard. Here's a player who was number one. Who's gonna take on this player. Here's a streaming for this player. Here is a new signing we're making, a partner we're doing for the streaming aspect of it. And lastly, we're gonna bring in Gamers Vault. as also part of the people who do tournaments and everything else. Now, the reason why I'm bringing Gamers Vault is it's because where James is, Mombasa.
Mombasani pale.
Mombasani pale.
Pwani.
Pwani
Mhm.
pale.
Pwani
Um,
pale.
Pwani pale. And Gamers Vault has rather my attention because of a very specific thing. It's out of Kenya. I mean, out of Nairobi. James, you're
Out
saying
of
something?
Nairobi.
Just to give correction, because I contacted the what's it called, the manager of the place. He told me there's Gamers Vault the lounge, and then there's Gamers Vault Avengers the team.
Oh,
Yeah.
wow.
Yes. So they actually have an esports team as well. They've been recruiting guys for a while. They're doing the same
really?
thing that eHub is doing. Santiago eHub.
Yes.
Have a gaming lounge, and then there's now the esports team. eHub
Esports team.
gamers.
Ah, yeah.
Yeah.
It's actually kind of a smart thing to do.
Yeah.
It's. Do you see what I'm talking? And this is, let me tell you, despite of how young our state is, this is what I love about our region. We're looking at the way we can monetize this thing. We have the lounge.
Yeah.
Lounge
Yeah.
creates revenue for the team.
Yeah.
Participate in
No.
different places.
But here's the thing. And here's the beauty about being young in a scene, is because, as you said, first of all, most importantly, we saw what worked and what didn't work for like NA. But
Yes.
now for us, we stand at an opportunity of defining what this scene will be for us. Like, literally, what we define it now literally is what the coming generations will follow. So we are at that point of where we can define what esports is to Kenyans. Like, what does it mean to be an esports player? Like, when we tell them, like when down the line your son or daughter tells you, like, yo, I am an esports gamer, is like, you know what that
Esports
means.
player.
Esports player is like, you know what that means to us, not what it meant to North America or Europe or whatever. We know what it means to us because, one, we know like our own competitions, our own tournaments, things like that. We know how, like, earnings and everything, like, we have
know
those
who
stats.
to watch out for in our regions.
Exactly.
So
So we don't rely on metrics of another country to tell us
Or
how
another,
good we are. To tell us how good we are or how far we can go. So I think being young is not a bad thing. It's actually the best, because now we can define it to what we want it to be.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I've just touched on this a bit, but I think we can jump into it because it easily segues. Of all these esports orgs, there are people who actively participate, or esports orgs, corps, brands, and teams. There are people who participate in them, or rather the players who rather they've. I want to say this in a way that won't put me on a TikTok reel. Like you get
Lazima. We are here for entrapment as well.
we are here for entrapment. We are players who have
TikTok and
have
trap.
players who have shown their skill and as well as presented themselves forward. Because one of the things also, just quickly, just touch a bit. One of the important things is not just winning; it's also showing up. It's also having the courage to participate.
Yes.
Because you can say, "Oh, these guys are not that good," but do you have the courage to prove yourselves otherwise? If you do not, then what right have you to say they're not good?
Right.
Right. Yeah. So some of the players that for me, I know personally, do I know how many people personally? I know only two on this one, two,
Oh, wow, I know.
three. I know three. I know
one,
three of them personally.
Three. Actually, three.
Yeah. So I know Leon Marlon Maura. He's
Mr. Malone.
Mr. Malone. He's a really good and consistent FIFA player. Not only FIFA, not only and yes, our list is FIFA nominated. If you want to prove otherwise, you can, hashtag us on mention us on our social media pages or DM us and tell us more about players you think you need to watch out for.
Or if you are the player we need to watch out for.
Yes, you are the player we need to watch out for. It's also something very important. But players like Marlon have proven number one, consistency. Being able
Yeah.
to consistently appear in almost each and every single FIFA tournament out there and show good skill in it. Right?
Oh,
All these players. James,
and
you have something to say?
and not even just that. Also, just what do you call it? I don't know if I should call it persistence, cause
Mm.
this guy used to be like, unajua that kapunching bag ile atuko like, niliona ni walkover huyu. Yeah, I promise you. I used to watch the chats.
Bro.
Walikuwa wanajua, this guy is a walkover. Siku hizi. Yeah.
That's
Wait,
what
let
I
me-
love. Let me tell you. Let me
Let
tell
me.
you.
Yeah.
If before you continue, Jan, if there's ever should be a story for players,
Yeah.
Leon, his story of from being a walkover to
Wow.
walking over people.
Aki. Where?
Yes, that.
No, I was only gonna say I know him from that point of walking over people. I think my first interaction with him was when we did the Tusker Next Geners. Was it called Next Geners? Nexters, yes, Nexters. That was I think the first time I saw Marlon, and I was just like, God, like this, what? Watu vile wanakanyagwa huku.
Yeah.
And I believe he went on and won that one as well.
He was
Yeah, he
number,
did.
The finals,
Did
he
he
was
win?
number 3. He was
Three.
number 3.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I'm not gonna mention how much because I know money is, but I know that the prize money was something
It was
good.
good.
So
Hey.
it was good.
That Tusker money.
That's what Twitter, by the way. Check it. We are doing this. This is marketable to you guys. Sindio. Hey, yenu. And we talk about this gaming, esports, exciting things. Please,
But
yes. This is for you.
following Marlon, please note this players watch out for are not ranked or mentioned in any way or
No,
form
no.
in terms of ranking or best or better, nothing. It's just a list. After Marlon, we have one over. Let me tell you why I like this player. It's because of his demeanor. However, it's not because I'm not saying he's a bad player. Rather, he's actually a really good player, an excellent player. But there are things which attract you to a player. It could be a style, it could be how well they play, it could be how aggressive they are. For me, Eric Demon Gige. What was that? Eric Demon Gige.
It was the demon. It was the demon in you coming out.
Yeah. The reason why I like him is his demeanor in front of the camera. The stoicness, the ferocity,
It's
he
just-
looks like the kind of person who atakupatia he will walk over you. Wewe ndo utakuwa walk over yake.
Oh yeah.
Especially like if you look at this, he's done a recent feature on a certain magazine. But follow him on his on follow all these players. Follow all these players on the socials. That's how you know what's going on with them.
Yeah.
If you look at how he's essentially created his online persona in terms of FIFA, it's somebody you don't want to mess with. It's somebody who you meet and you're like, wow,
Oh yeah.
inaona vile unalindengi forward hivi.
When the game
Those are
gets
the-
serious.
Exactly, when the game gets serious. And his recent participation, rather his previous participation in the E-League 1 that took him all the
Yeah.
way to Paris to participate was really, really good. That one was amazing.
Man, wow. I think just to recap on that event, there's this guy who happens to be the talk of like FIFA players around Africa that he met at the finals. Where I think that guy is, I'd say he's also an international player. I'll put him at that level. His name is Dex Junior. Yes. And this guy is trouble. He's pure trouble. Where I remember meeting when there's a meeting I had gone for back in Morocco. I met the manager over there, by the way. And he was telling me like the challenges that he was having with him and what happened and how he disappeared, because he happened to disappear by the year before. And then now seeing how he's been clobbering people left, right, center.
He went to the mountains. He did
a Batman on us, eh?
He did a Batman. He went to the mountains.
Hey, bro. Wow. It was crazy. Because imagine Baka, even in the chat, I was watching people in the group chat, the one for football, Esports house, talking. They were like, bro, this guy came to play with his food. That was it. And that's what he was
Wow.
doing. Mazi, he was, even guys from other countries, because you know, E-League is participation of guys from other, like, different countries. Unaona guys from sijui these developed countries, sijui akina sijui ni Germany, sijui ni wapi, watu wanatandikwa na Mwafrika mzima. The guys just coming there to have fun and go.
And talking about players who play with their food, we must mention Mike Mickey Moho.
Oh,
Let me
yeah.
tell you.
Oh, yeah.
Let
that's
me tell
another
you.
one.
Let me tell you. You meet Mickey or in the streets, or you meet Mickey in person. If you know Mickey, he's an easygoing, nice, wonderful person. He is what
Yeah.
we call
So
a vibe.
No. Listen. No. To someone like me, you know, like you know my personality. Mimi niko.
Yeah.
I'm like a squirrel. I'm like a squirrel. Mickey. By the way, if you're watching this, no offense to you. It's just
If you're watching this,
yeah. If you're watching, but no offense. But the thing is, to me, such calm and collected people make me uncomfortable because I don't know how to navigate. Like I'm over there, like talking, yapping. My dude is just like, yeah.
He's very chill. Hey.
Yeah, it's like me. I'm like, okay, so am I like disturbing you or something? Like, nah. Until
you give him a controller and put Tekken,
Oh,
then
yeah.
you shall
Oh,
know.
yeah. Oh, yeah.
and then you will know, and then you'll know he's not humble by.
Then you will know he's not a humble man at all.
And then you'll know
Yeah.
he's not humble.
You know
Oh, yeah.
you know specifically why he killed. And
No,
Akugojia,
but
Yeah,
I like his
yeah.
vibe. I like his
as
vibe.
a person who has proven himself as one of the top Tekken players in the country, and to go on
Even
all
in
the
the
way to the
region.
international, in the
Yeah.
region, even going all the way to participate in the ISF, appearing on leaderboards, it's not an easy feat. It is not an easy feat, but the mental and physical fortitude of Mickey is something that essentially shows the potential, not even the potential, a standard to be set, especially amongst Tekken players, of a person who has said, yes, I'm not gonna talk smack. I'm gonna be calm. I'm gonna be collected. I'm gonna be this person who's gonna sit in the corner. Do you know the quiet kid? The quiet kid who sits in the corner and waits for you in anime, who anakugojea.
Ah, yeah.
And then
Yup.
That's him.
Mhm. That's him.
And the moment you unleash him
him.
on Tekken 7 with his controller,
Yeah.
you realize he's an overpowered character. He's an
Ooh.
overpowered anime character.
I
And
am
that's
the
an
main
amazing-
character.
You will realize he's the main
Yeah.
character.
And
It's
that-
an amazing thing.
The thing that actually reminded me, I had the pleasure of actually playing Tekken. Probably not against him, but back in my old days, Uko, when I was still young.
Yeah.
And I look at his prowess. You know, some of us, we specialize in like specific characters. Bro, this guy knows all the characters. Anawajua wote.
Ai,
Bana.
umesema hivyo ukanikumbusha OGs. Because I also remember those days we used to do those MK tournaments and stuff.
Yeah.
Mimi, as a casual gamer, I said to myself, please, casual gamers, don't listen to me. But I said to myself, because these guys are my friends.
Yeah.
I said there are certain people I will just never play these games with, just for my own sanity, for my own peace. Not
Yes.
because I just want peace. I want mental peace. Because yes, I be when it comes to cheese, I can cheese. I can use Raiden and I can use Scorpion. I can play very cheesy, by the way. But here's the thing: these guys don't care, and it doesn't matter which character.
Yeah.
Ushaijua mtu mwenye you button mash, ukuwe na form, ukuwe na nini. These guys know your formula. Aya.
Mi niko na kaform.
While
Kaform tu
we're
kadogo.
talking about people who know your formula, Derek Frost.
Mr.
Another
Frost.
one.
Frost is someone who knows your formula for some business. Me, I guarantee you. I saw. Yeah, guys, utajuaje, it's that time. I saw Frost play at Mubijaba play. I guarantee you, this man reads minds. Utaniambia kitu ingine. Frost reads you, yeah.
Okay.
Frost, change your name to Professor X.
Sharingan.
There's no way. Sharingan hapo hivyo. By the way,
Mind readers.
speaking of Frost, is currently participating at taking CapeTown Showdown.
Ah.
So follow him
Yeah.
on his Instagram. Give him some support. Give him some love because this is it's a big thing for especially
Yeah.
taking place in the region.
Yeah.
But that aside,
Mm.
uh, I've noticed a certain trend with Tekken players, especially Mickey and Frost. The calmness. You have the calm ones, you have the loud ones.
Yes.
The calmness, and there's no middle ground. Akuna middle. It's either you're either extremely calm and silent, or you're just raging whatever. And it's not that the raging ones are bad; they're equally as dangerous.
Yes.
And Frost embodies the same. I think the same philosophy that Mickey embodies of I'ma be quiet, I'ma be calm, but watch it to
Eh,
partner to let's meet in game. Let's meet in game. Now,
I think
now,
I think we can say I think we can say Frost really knows how to keep his cool.
Oh boy. Oh boy.
uh, Frost Frost alisikia Call of Duty akiambiwa stay frosty and decided to live by that.
Wow.
But yeah, so this and it's not just and those are the things I like about seeing our players. You see, we have the different stories for players, and also have female players. One of the female players who I really respect, highly respect, is Shirley Tinto Ndirango from EHub, from Santiago EHub. When she was she's second position at the Afro Arab Esports for eFootball in the female section.
Yeah. Yes.
And yes,
Yeah.
going all the way. One of the
With
things,
a
first of all,
with a cool 240K in our pocket.
you don't even say with a cool
Bro.
240 in her pocket. One of the things, just to mention her team and her coach Solomon, one of the things I love about eHub Gamers as esports team is that their consistency in training their players physically and mentally. You follow Santiago eHub on their Instagram. You will see
Thank
they are
you.
constantly training. Now, not training at the gaming, no, on the gym with an actual coach, giving them tips on their finger coordination, giving them tips on stamina, giving tips on being able to have the proper mentality when coming into a game. Do you know how
Thank you.
important that is when going into a tournament? And it shows from Shirley's show at the Afro Arab Esports. It clearly showed when she is on top of the leaderboard. Because those are things that are important to you as a player, not just si lazima kila saa tukue mbele ya screen 7 hours
gaming. Yo,
No.
but they like that's a very important point, because remember, like when I said that we need to have a conversation about esports teams, coaches, and like the general, it's because these are things that actually need to be pointed out. If you look at major esports like participants, these are guys mentally you're prepared to be in this tournament, because it's mentally taxing by the to be in such an environment. Also, physically you need to be fit. Health wise, you also need to be health wise. So if you look at major esports teams,
Health-wise, you need to be healthy.
actually, yeah, healthy. You have to be health wise. You need to be healthy, because even your diet comes into it. Because you're sitting down to play a game for like the next 8 hours, your diet comes into it. Your water consumption, your fiber, your whatever, like every aspect about you as a person translates to how you game. Because
if you follow, and if you follow Mickey
mentally,
on his Instagram, he's in the gym building. Someone might he's almost amekaribia hivi kwa gym rat hivi Mickey unaona hivi amekaribia hivyo sana kwa gym. But yeah, it helps. You can clearly see the results, not just in terms of his physical health and his physical fitness, but in terms of his gaming. Achoki, he doesn't breathe, he doesn't get fatigued, he doesn't get out of breath in games. He's constantly ready to take on the next player. It's not about if you can win the game, it's about how long can you last. And that's what we're talking about. And in terms of other players who have also shown, especially in the female category, have also shown that they can shine I'm gonna use this because you guys know where I'm going with this. I'm going with this.
Wow.
James, let's go ahead.
Wow. I think he has a
From
call.
us. Okay, cool. But for other players who can also shine on the scene, we have Wanjiru Starlight Njogu, who has shown a
Highlights.
prowess as a female FIFA player. Let me tell you, when I saw Wanjiru play at two gaming dens. I saw her play at Afrigamer, and I saw her play at if not Afrigamer and at a gaming den at TRM known as Smart VR. Let me tell you, unajuanga hizi maruma za dem anakushinda FIFA. I dare any single dude. I don't care who you are. I don't care how many hours you have on FIFA. I dare any single dude to go and challenge Starlight on. She will thrash you.
And another thing I also like,
with a smile.
yeah,
With a
exactly.
smile.
That's what I was gonna say.
thrash you
Another
with a
thing I like
smile.
about Starlight is she's also one of those calm, collected, and smiles at you kind of
Smiles
gamers,
at you.
you know?
Exactly.
Yeah, it's like
I have
you tell her something, she's just like, yeah.
me, I have a
Thanks.
strong inkling that Starlight is the kind of player who she will smile at
James,
you.
you're still muted.
James is still muted, by the way.
Sorry. I got a phone
Yeah.
call, so
Sorry.
that's why. Yeah.
No worries, no worries. So I feel like Starlight is one of the players who she will smile at you, and even her presentation at the common games, I feel she's the kind of player who will smile at you. She'll be happy. She looks very.
She even seems shy.
Exactly.
Yeah.
She's shy. Ini.
It's like
Walk over.
Hey.
And then. And
You will
then
know you don't know.
Jojo.
Jojo.
But that's
And
one
if
of
you
the,
didn't know, now you
Now
know.
you know.
and if you didn't know, now
You
you
know,
know.
baby.
And those are some of the players you need to watch out for. Not just or other players who you need to watch out for, not just in terms of how good they are, but in terms of how they carry themselves as gamers, how they terms how the moves they're making, the what's this thing called? The mentality they're carrying themselves with, the physical nature they're carrying themselves with. All these players have represented a trend-setting aspect of themselves in each of these scenes. Yes, this is a very FIFA and Tekken dominated list. But if you yourself are a player, or you know some players who people need to watch out for because of their different demeanors and everything else, like I said, shout out to us on our Instagram socials, Twitter socials, Facebook socials, and whatnot. Do you have a Facebook social? James, do you have a Facebook social?
Yes, we do.
Facebook socials, or DM us and let us know. We need to watch out for these players. I think we touched on some of the games releasing, and we touched on features, promos, and events that are coming out. Unless there's anything else.
No, actually, the only games we had not mentioned coming up is the Dune Spice Wars.
Spice Wars.
Yeah.
And Monster Hunter Now, because we've talked
Monster
about
Hunter is
Mortal
actually
Kombat
coming
1,
out on mobile. For guys who are interested in having a Monster Hunter game on mobile, Monster Hunter Now is coming up on, or rather, it's already come out on mobile. It came out on the
14th.
Yeah, on the 14th.
And also Dune. Dune came out on the 14th. Yeah.
Okay.
So yeah. Other than that, that's basically it. Expect TikTok videos of sound bites at this point.
Hey, mi nakwambia hapa entrampment of TikTok.
Yeah.
And at least entrampment
Lord.
of TikTok videos of hot takes we have. I think hot takes or cold takes. Of hot takes we have about popular things, eh?
Of frosty takes.
Of frosty takes. I'll bring some Starlight to melt that frost.
Oh my lord.
Forgot to mention Pia. To the time when we were discussing about this, I think Mortal Kombat was one of the games, but that one just got released, I think, was it 2 days ago or something?
Yeah.
And then, so now, there are already reactions out there of how the experience has been. I've seen a lot of... for me, the thing that always captures me with MK, their story. Oh my, that story eco. I have
I have avoided every single spoiler so that
Yeah.
the story is not spoiled for me. So I don't know like people's reactions. I don't know how people have taken the game. I saw Radbrad post up and I was just like, I'm not watching. I'm not watching
Bro.
because I want to.
MKS and Fire have
Bro.
also posted their what's it called their gameplay. What's it called?
Uh-huh.
Playthrough
Playthrough.
of
Yes. Yes.
playthrough of MK1.
Uh-huh.
I just want to see where it goes.
My
And
word.
yeah,
Me, okay.
And I
I've
want to
already,
experience that
I've already
game.
spoiled myself here and there.
No. I want to
Nishajaribia.
experience that game. Can I tell you
But
something?
oh my, you should see. it.
I
My word.
I want to experience that game. But like generally, what like how have people taken it? Like, is it a good reaction or
Bro.
people are mad?
Most of the guys you see, the ones that play the, especially for the competitive side, it's those like pros and whatnot.
Yeah.
Most of the times they don't play for the story. Then
Yeah.
they just want to tandika mtu and be done. But
Yeah.
of
No,
course,
I-
the
I-
casuals, like for me, I probably take myself as an MK casual at this point. That story for me just does it. I'm like, why aren't the other games have like the other what is it? Fighting games. Why
FGC,
don't they
fighting
have
games.
such a good story like MK bana?
That's what made me love MK, and also Kitambo Kidogo Tekken, because also Tekken used to have
Yes.
those like
Oh, yeah.
kind of comic book storytelling after you finish like with a character.
Exactly.
But the story aspect of these types of games, it's actually
Yeah.
MK story.
MK,
And
wow.
this is why MK9 was one of my favorites, honestly speaking.
the story of MK9
How they
was
started.
really-
Yes,
Exactly.
like
Oh my
MK9. So like I am really like I don't want to overhype myself for MK1 story, but I am genuinely more excited than I was for like hizi ya MK zingine zilitokea tu by this like watu.
But you saw like how did you see how the MK11 ended? Like the story.
Mm.
Yeah, how now there's this thing about an hour.
Don't spoil it. Don't spoil it. Don't spoil it for him.
Oh,
Don't
you
spoil it
haven't?
for him.
No, wait. No.
No, because I know if you tell him the MK11 ending, it will
Uh-huh.
directly tie into
To now,
MK1's.
yeah. Oh yeah.
I
But
want
So
him-
like
I want
like-
him to experience the opening scene of MK1
Bas.
purely.
I
I
think
just
that's
want him to experience the
Okay,
opening
fine.
scene
enough
of
said.
MK1
Enough
purely.
said. Yeah.
Fine,
Yeah.
fine.
Yeah.
Because let
Yeah.
me tell you, Bede, let me tell you, I am good at avoiding spoilers at all costs.
Yeah, it's because you're not always on your phone, Jan.
Exactly.
As we all try to call
Like
you.
exactly.
and-
You see, I am actually playing Red Dead Redemption for the first time, and I am having a hell of a
Blast.
good time.
Oh.
Yes,
Hey.
because imagine, and all these years, because I had told myself I want to play this game for myself. All these years, I have avoided spoilers. I don't know one bit about that game. Not one
yeah.
bit. So I'm like.
Okay.
I even like now when I see the memes of I wish I could experience this game for the first time, I'm like,
Ah.
that's me. It's like that's me. You do not know that you
It's
don't
me.
know.
Some niggas.
You don't know. Like there's this experience with story-based games that if they're done well, and this is why by there I was also very mad at
True.
Halo Infinite.
True.
It's like when these story-based games are executed well and you're fully immersed in the story. Oh, I'm
That's
hooked for
it.
life.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm hooked for
Yeah.
So for me, it's all about the story. So yeah, from MK9, probably I will touch up on the MK10, MK11 stories because I don't even know whose daughter is whose son or however it went. But yeah, I'm actually very excited for MK1, but I'm not in a hurry to get into it as well. So I'm gonna let it simmer. I don't know if other people out there are like me, because me, I know people who just like jump into these things immediately. No, I mean, I like to.
I think so.
And, like let it cook. Let it cook. Let my anticipation build. Yeah.
Actually, now that you reminded me, there was from the time when now I retired from active competition, like when I was doing esports and whatnot. This year was when I was like, you know what, all these games that are on my Steam library that I don't play and they are just there. Let me just try and start playing them. I think that's when I was like, hey, I've been missing so much. Hey? Hey. And
That's how I
the thing is for us where you, especially ukipata these free games, we are Kenyans.
Yeah.
Use free game. Unajaza library hivi.
that
And then
sounds
you
like
don't
you have
have
an epic problem. Epic
Imagine.
store na wewe and you.
Bas, we are like this.
Maybe Epic Store na Prime Gaming. Huko? Hapo tu. Na Prime Gaming was unavoidable because Twitch streamer and all that. So
Yeah.
So anyway, si wanatupatianga keys, alafu now those ones are the ones that make me now use Akina GOG or Akina Steam for free stuff. Because when they give you they'll give you a key for Steam or give you a key for GOG. But Epic, my library, by the way, they're games I look at and I'm like, I know there's some that I actually started, like Samurai Jack game. I haven't finished it yet. It's actually quite interesting, but I want to give it its time. And I know it's still somewhere in my library just sitting there, but I have so many games. So many games.
Wow.
And like I don't think I've ever missed like a week. Because zingine hadi zinajirudia, I'm like, I already have this one. Please give me another one. No.
Hey man. Wow.
So yeah, but free games all the way.
Wow.
Yeah.
Free games all the way.
Yeah.
Don't pirate a game, wait for it to become free.
Yes.
Exactly. Hey, exactly.
Yeah.
I have Death Stranding director's cut. Free.
Dude,
What?
me I have so many games, extended editions, deluxe editions, whatever editions, gold editions,
Name
just
them.
for free.
Mhm.
Yeah, just for free. Why?
But yeah.
Because
We had patience because we had patience.
we had
Wow.
patience.
Wow.
How's
Because
that time doing, James?
Actually, it's almost 8 p.m.
I think we're 2 hours and 21 minutes. Yeah, it's almost 8 p.m.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's a normal time of a podcast. Speaking of which, well, yeah. So I think we can wrap up if you're not wrong, because we've touched on most of the points.
Yeah.
I think we
not
can.
all.
Yeah, we can finish with the events, then do some closing remarks.
We have. So for me, we have the Afrigamer, like we said, Kombat cosplay showcase happening on the 30th of September. Entries 1,000. You can find them on Afrigamer. Asking questions on showplay the showcase. We have the CapeTown Showdown happening in Cape Town. It was happening from the 16th. So that means happening now, which is actually 16th today. Lol. Any other tournaments, James, you have on your radar or promos, events?
Well, as of now, I think I got wind of the they call it what? The ACGL Valorant SSA Community League. The SSA stands for Sub-Saharan Africa.
Yeah, Sub-Saharan Africa.
Yeah, so it happened. I think it happened like a couple of hours ago, and they've probably finished. I'm not sure when the games are over, but it was streaming, and they wrapped up for today. It's probably going to continue maybe in the week or so. Yeah.
All right. So yeah, Jan, any other events, promos, features, tournaments need to watch out for?
In terms of gaming, really, I do not think there's anything to add onto that.
On your radar?
Not nothing on my radar.
Nothing on my radar. But guys, if you do have not an event, do you have a feature, promo, tournament, gaming wise that you would like us to let it pull know, or even come, we take a couple of pictures, talk about and stuff like that. Let us know on our social media accounts or DM us. DM either me, Jan, or James. Would like to invite you guys here. participate, have a good time, have a grand old time. We create nicknames, we create TikTok reels that will probably blow up because we said something wrong and people don't like it.
That is a you thing. That is a you problem, dude.
And
Don't try rope us into this. That was a you
make it
thing.
a we solution. You know,
No,
as
no,
a
no, no,
bam.
no. It's not a we thing. I don't know why you want to drag us into this.
But yeah, let me tell you. But guys, so I loved the interaction in that first reel.
That was amazing.
But then I won't say at you. Oh, I love the interaction. Come and tell me how wrong I am.
Yeah.
By the way, we are poking fun. We are making fun because this is exactly what we are here for. So
Yeah.
I mean, don't feel afraid to also.
Usiogope kuambia we James nunua headphone mpya. Usiambie James
Mimi by the way,
what's the
when it comes to headphones,
lazima.
I have a story I will tell, but not now.
Yeah.
Because I don't use this one's my brand.
Hey, by the
Yeah.
way, we have to do it. Then we have to do a backstory for everyone again. I think
We
did that
will
one
have
last
to.
time.
We will
Yeah.
have to.
Yeah,
At
we'll
some
do a
point.
live stream for that one.
But I guess that's about it then.
Yeah.
All right.
I mean, shameless plugs. I'm Jan.
Yes.
Again, you can find me on my socials, but don't follow me personally. Follow my brand, Geekspeak. Again. Shameless plug. The handle is at Geekspeak Radio on Instagram, Geekspeak Radio X on Twitter. But just to make it easy for you, just tune into geekspeak.co.ke. It is the hub for African geeks. You can also find this show hosted there. You can find more stuff. And and also those free games we are talking about. Yeah, they're also on the website. So geekspeak.co.ke. Yep.
For me, I'm Kanyeria Sama. You can find me on my socials. We interact. I post about gaming, talk about gaming. Not like talk, but actually just do simple posts. And yeah, mi sikuagi na biashara kubwa hivyo kama huyu mwenzangu Jan, anajonga na kuanga na biashara kubwa. But yeah, we can come interact with the brand. We can talk about different stuff, game activation and stuff like that, and we'll be good to go. James, take it away.
James Karanu. I think I'm now the moderator for this podcast. Play One Africa and host. Together with my colleagues here. You can follow us on all our social media sites. Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, here on YouTube. I don't know if there's any other threads, if threads is a thing.
Threads is still a thing.
Ema is still there.
Okay. I trust you join bado. I feel like it'll die before I join it.
But it's just sitting. But it's just sitting there. I don't even know what Zuckerberg was thinking.
I'm also waiting I'm also waiting for the downfall of X, to be honest. So
Did they even say Twitter? It's called X nowadays.
X. No. Me, I love the emails. I love the emails because they're like X in brackets, formerly Twitter.
Exactly.
It's like this X, like formerly
X.
Twitter.
No, relax. Formerly Twitter.
Yep. Yeah, I love that.
But yeah, guys,
I love that.
Isn't that basically it from us?
That's basically it.
That's basically it.
Mind you,
until next week,
you will be able to find the links of all these people in the description of this live stream. I'll put them all there. Also, note that this podcast will be available on Spotify and Google Podcast. I'm still trying to work out on Apple because Apple imeleta masida kidogo. But we will sort it out as time goes. Yeah. So, yeah.
Ciao, guys.
Ciao. Have a good week, everyone. We'll catch you the following week. Yeah.
Saturday. Hopefully.
GG's.
Bye-bye. GG. And share with us the games you're playing, by the way.
Yes.
Yeah. All right.
Are we?
Yeah.
Should we look alive?
I think it's up. I'm just putting the end scene there.
So I was thinking for the TikTok reels, I don't know how cumbersome it will be for the person in TikTok. Highlighting them the way we've done
Mi nakwambia
I was go-
again,
I was,
we need somebody to work production side for the catch-ups and for the one. We need, like, when we're talking about these things, there's a way we can showcase them.
yeah, that's true.
Yeah, so like that's why, like, if I was saying, like, even if we could have graphics done prior, but because of the amount of work,
Personnel restriction.
yes, because again, I would love to do that